How's Neil? I'll never eat again. Goodbye.
Tonight from Turner Field, Atlanta, we continue our celebration of the nation's 229th birthday with America's national pastime. It's the Atlanta Braves hosting the Chicago Cubs next. It's time to pursue some happiness, to turn life and liberty on high. Let your joy supply the fireworks, your smile open the sky. You're free to feel it in your bones, the patriotism and the pride. And while you're at it, take a minute to savor this self-evident truth. The country that gave birth to baseball is the greatest country on earth. Legends of the past. Connect with them. Celebrate their courage with style. Then declare your own independence. Then sit back and enjoy the national pastime on this, the 4th of July. On this 4th of July holiday, families are gathering at Turner Field in Atlanta, as they have at ballparks all across the land today, for Independence Day 2005. And our coverage of Major League Baseball on the holiday on ESPN, presented by Lowe's. From Turner Field, the big crowd is gathering as the Chicago Cubs of the National League Central take on the Atlanta Braves of the National League East. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan. Sam Ryan also with us. And happy holiday to you. Now, we've got the Chicago Cubs going here. They need a win. They're way back behind the Cardinals in the Central Division, but they've got their ace pitcher back, Kerry Wood, along with Mark Pryor. Meanwhile, Atlanta, they have a chance to gain ground again on Washington. The Nationals lost again today. But we've also got some big-time all-stars here. Two of the guys having the best of first halves imaginable, including Derek Lee of the Cubs, who got a chance to win the Triple Crown, and Andrew Jones of the Braves, who's on pace to hit more than 50 home runs.
Well, John, I think Derek Lee will definitely win the National League Batting Championship. It's going to be a little more difficult for him to win the RBI Championship, but he is having a great year. And the guy that probably has the best chance of stopping him from winning the home run title is Andrew Jones, who leads the National League in home runs right now. And Andrew Jones seems to be getting better as the season goes along as far as being a power hitter. So I expect that he's going to have a tough time beating Andrew Jones in the home run derby.
All right. Now, Kerry Wood makes his return for the Cubs. Pryor's back. He's pitched a couple of times. This is Kerry Wood's second start. If they're going to contend for the postseason again this year, they're going to have to get great second halves from both of these guys.
Well, I watched Kerry Wood in his last start, John, and the thing that impressed me the most was he was throwing a lot of breaking balls. When you've been injured, you usually come back. The breaking ball puts more stress on your arm than anything else. And when he came back, he felt like he could throw a lot of breaking balls. Otherwise, you just go with the fastball. So I think that he's convinced that he's okay. And if he's healthy, he's going to win ball games.
All right, so Kerry Wood tonight for the Chicago Cubs against Atlanta rookie Kyle Davies. Sam Ryan is here with us. And Sam on Kyle Davies. And then the ball game when we come back to Turner Field.
ESPN's Holiday Baseball is presented by Lowe's, where you'll find all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, where improving home improvement never ends. And in part by the multifunctional Element from Honda. Where will it take you?
America. The fireworks are set for after the game, but right now it's the Cubs and the Braves set for the game. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am Sam Ryan. Now, with the injuries to Hudson, Hampton, and Thompson, Kyle Davies has worked his way into the Braves starting rotation, and that would be 21-year-old Kyle Davies. Pitching coach Leo Mazzoni telling me before the game that, hey, he had a great outing when he first came up here. Then he got roughed up a bit, just didn't trust his stuff, but he said, hey, he's a tough-minded kid, reminding him of a former Braves pitcher.
Over the years when we've acquired free agents or brought up rookies, Cal reminds me of Millwood a little bit, too, with the type of mound presence Kevin had. So, I think there's something to it. I don't think it's an accident because it's been happening too long. And, a lot of credit has to go to the scouts in the farm system and how they bring these guys along. And right now we need Cal Davies real bad because we got 410 innings out of that rotation right now, and that's never happened in 15 years.
Leo told me he talks to Kyle throughout the game and can be firm with him. He told me he can't do that with all the young pitchers. Now, with more in the game, we send it up to the gentleman calling it, John Miller, Joe Morgan.
All right, Sam, thanks very much. And Kyle Davies is just about ready to work, and let's take a look at the lineup he'll be facing. As you see, Davies' numbers, he got off to a great start when first called up for the minor leagues, but he's been getting roughed up here lately. The Cubs have Jerry Hairston in center field, Todd Walker at second, Derek Lee having a big year at first base, Jeremy Burnett's in right field hitting cleanup by Ramis Ramirez. He's been hot. He's headed for the All-Star game. Todd Hollinsworth at left field, Nathan Perez at short, Michael Barrett the catcher, and Kerry Wood the pitcher batting ninth, all up against Kyle Davies. And Davies is ready to go now against Jerry Hairston. So on this 4th of July, here we go. A strike called on the outside.
And that's the one thing you can expect from Atlanta Braves pitchers, to use the fastball and try to get ahead in the count.
0-1 the count to Hairston, hitting .274 for the year. And off the outside. Jerry Hairston acquired from the Baltimore Orioles. And as we heard from Gary Thorne and Steve Phillips as we were watching that Baltimore Yankee game earlier today, that's a foul that will come back and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brian Roberts, who's having that huge first half for Baltimore, and the reason he got the clear opportunity to play every day this year was that Hairston got traded to the Chicago Cubs last year. The two of them battled for the job and shared the job. 1-2 the count. And the curveball in the dirt for a ball.
We saw a situation like that last night in Philadelphia where Utley is now their everyday second baseman, and Placido Polanco had been alternating with him. So I think sometimes you have to find out what young players can do and let them play every day.
Hard one is hit high in the air down the right field line, and not enough room for Langerhans to go in after it there. The stands come out fairly close to the foul line in that spot, and that prevented Langerhans from being able to make a play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big crowd. There'll be fireworks after the ball game here at Turner Field tonight. Right now, a big dark cloud has settled in over Turner Field, though. We had some rain that was falling. There might still be a light sprinkle falling even at the moment. But the forecast I saw, Joe, did not mention rain or any threat of rain for the ball game tonight. Off the glove of LaRoche, and safe at first is Hairston.
Well, when a ball's hit the opposite way like that, it's very difficult to make the play on that. And Langerhans did a good job. LaRoche did a good job of keeping it on the infield. There you see the infield. You know, Marcus Giles at second base has really been playing well, and you see he's made only 1 error in his last 47 games. And he and Percal are very good up the middle, and that's where you have to be strong. And of course, you have Andrew Jones in center field to complete that middle of the diamond.
I think Andrew's pretty good out there.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I think he's proven it over the years.
He's won 12 Gold Gloves in the last 8 years. Here's the pitch now, a foul. I think that's a major league record, at least in an 8-year period. Todd Walker, the hitter, and the count is 0-1. Although they say Andrew slowed down a little bit out there.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I mean, after you play for a long period of time, you may lose a step, you may gain a little weight or whatever. You know, Bobby Cox says he's the best center fielder he's ever seen. And that's saying a lot, because Bobby also saw Willie Mays, whom I think is the best center fielder I've ever seen.
I'm thinking that he must not have seen that much of Willie Mays.
Well, he said that. And I've also, you know, a healthy Ken Griffey Jr. was in that mix, too.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know,
there's been some great center fielders.
Bobby played in the American League.
Right.
When Willie Mays was playing in the National League. So maybe he didn't see him that much. Todd Walker, Andrew Jones back a little bit in center field. And Jerry Hairston was tagged up at first base, but he was bluffing. Hairston, by the way, got credit for an infield hit to reach first base off the glove of LaRoche. Walker is gone, and here comes Derek Lee. And what a year he's having. There's Dusty Baker. He had some all-star games in his career. He was a pretty good hitter. But Derek Lee has really blossomed. Last year, his numbers improved from his Florida days, and you thought, well, some of that's Wrigley Field versus the big ballpark down there in Miami. But this year, he's just been off the charts.
Well, the thing that I've always liked about him, John, is he's always kept the front side in. In fact, that's one of the reasons he didn't hit more home runs before, is because he stayed in with his front side and hit a lot of balls to right center.
That's a called strike. But Lee with a 278 career average before this year.
It seems to me that he's gotten quicker through the zone. You know, and I talked to him, and he said a lot of it is just maturity, but he seems like he's just a hair quicker through the hitting zone. And when you do that, I mean, you pick up bat speed and you get the ball a little bit out front a little more.
And the fastball misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're seeing Davies. He's coming out here throwing first pitch strikes to everybody so far.
Well, that's the philosophy that the Braves have. And obviously, you know, as most people, baseball people will tell you, the best pitch in baseball is striking.
In the dirt, and LaRoche picked that one up and saved an error. As Hairston, that ball got by LaRoche, Hairston might have run for a while.
Nice play there by LaRoche. Looks like he relaxes his hands pretty well. He did it on the ball. He bounced. Knocked down from Harrison as well.
Strike 2. In fact, you know, and he not even gotten a glove on that ball, which is real possible. That was a tough, vicious in between hop. That would have been a double at least, I think, for Hairston. But he kept it on the infield. Hairston used to be an excellent base stealer, but has only 6 steals for the Cubs this year. And what's more, he'd been thrown out trying to steal 8 times. 1-2 to Derek Lee. And now 2-2. Derek Lee, like all of the Cubs, is seeing Kyle Davies for the first time here today. So who's got the advantage?
Well, I mean, the pitcher always has the advantage because you have to adjust to what he's doing. The pitcher doesn't have to adjust to what the hitter's doing. But the one thing he's done, he's thrown every pitch away to Derek Lee. Every one of them has been away.
And strike 3, a fastball down and away.
Well, he got him to go off the plate. He kept firing away, and every pitch was out there in this at bat. And it's interesting because the way they pitched Derek Lee before this year was they tried to jam him. Everybody did. But as I said, he's a little quicker through the zone now, and he handles that inside pitch better.
So Derek Lee put away there by Kyle Davies. Lee has struck out. He's struck out now 57 times, so he's on pace for over 100 strikeouts, despite his great year. There's a strike to Jeremy Burnitz. Burnitz comes in hitting .277, 13 homers, 44 runs batted in. And it was not an easy transition for Burnitz, I'm sure, coming into play for the Cubs this year, because he came in to replace Sammy Sosa in right field. So Sammy had all that great success. On the other hand, it was a very messy divorce between Sammy and the Cubs and the city of Chicago. It was almost as if Sammy was run out of town by popular demand.
Yeah, there are a lot of things about this game I will never understand. You know, for 10 years he was the darling of Wrigley Field, and then after a bad year, if you want to call it that, 35 home runs, he was basically run out of town for some things that maybe happened off the field.
That one is hit deep down the right field line, but it is hooking foul. 330 feet to the right field foul pole here at Turner Field. And he might have hit that one 330 feet or so, but he hit it foul.
Well, he takes a little off. It's a changeup, which all the Braves pitchers have a good changeup. I mean, two things you have to pitch for the Braves: good control with your fastball and a good changeup.
1-2 strikes, and Hairston back to the bag at first. Kerry Wood on the mound for the Cubs tonight in a ballpark where he has never lost a game. His second start since coming back from the disabled list. High and tight, that was right in toward his right elbow. 2-2 the count. Well, he ran one inside there, Joe. There have been too many that have gone to the inside so far. That's kind of the part of the Braves' philosophy. Exactly. They like him to work that outside. Yeah,
you stay away from most hitters. But I think you still have to come inside every once in a while to keep them honest.
Now it's a full count. 3-2. First baseman LaRoche gets the word from the dugout as to what they want him to do now. And he's getting Kyle Davies' attention now to tell him that he'll no longer be on the bag, but rather behind Jerry Hairston.
Well, what that really means is that they're just going to, try to hold Burnett's on the infield rather than let him hit it through the hole.
So Hairston runs, and the ball is popped up foul. Coming over is Betemit. He's got room. He's got it. The inning is over. One hit, and then nothing. Hairston never got past first base. Kerry Wood will take the mound now for the Cubs. The Braves are coming up.
Think you can't get high-speed internet at your house? Feel like you're stuck with dial-up internet? Think again. Directway is high-speed internet by satellite, a super-fast instant connection that's available anywhere in the continental U.S. All you need is a clear view of the southern skies. Directway works with your PC or Mac for faster connections, faster downloads, faster surf speeds, faster everything. There's no software to install, and Directway doesn't use a phone line, so no more dialing in, no more missed calls, no need to spring for that extra line. People, it's time you get the high-speed option you really want. Call 1-866-GET-D-WAY or visit getdway.com and get Directway at your house. It's a no-brainer. Directway, the super-fast instant internet connection that doesn't use a phone line or care where you live. Free yourself. Get Directway. Call 1-866-GET-D-WAY or visit getdway.com now and get high-speed satellite internet. The choice is yours, and you deserve it.
Get ready. The Century 21 Home Run Derby is coming. And once again, Century 21 will give one lucky fan $250,000 towards a new home. Catch it Monday, July 11th, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Hey, we all love baseball, but there is such a thing as being immersed in it a little bit too much. I mean, if your kid starts looking like a baseball, maybe you ought to have him diversify his activities a little bit. Also, if he looks like a baseball and he's eating beads, not a good sign.
I think that's the thing that bothers me, eating of the beads. I don't mind the Braves baseball or the baseball face, but I do mind eating the beads.
He's probably tense because they're facing Kerry Wood, and they've never beaten Kerry Wood in this park. For college short, Kelly Johnson, the rookie in left, Marcus Giles at second, Andrew Jones, 26 home runs center field. Adam LaRoche, the young first baseman, he's on a roll right now. Johnny Estrada, the catcher. Brian Langerhans, another rookie in right field. Wilson Betemit, a rookie at third base. And the rookie pitcher, Kyle Davies. That's one thing the Braves have a lot of. That's rookies. It's been the year of the rookie for the Atlanta Braves. Here's the veteran, Rafael Portal. First ball swinging along the left field line. Hollingsworth right at the foul line in fair ground. One away.
Well, you can see Kerry Wood's earned run average pretty high there. 16 walks in 32 innings. That's pretty high. So is the 42 strikeouts in 32 innings. That's pretty high.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a called strike to Kelly Johnson, rookie left fielder for Atlanta. 5 homers, 20 batted in, hitting .238. But remember, he started out coming up from the minor leagues going 1 for 30. Fastball. Ooh, that looked pretty good at the knees, but called the ball. So Dana DeMuth may be a high ball umpire, I'm thinking. Dana DeMuth, Troy Fullwood, Marty Foster, and Laz Diaz, the umpiring alignment. And there's that high slider. That misses for a ball. 2-1. Kerry Wood on the mound for Atlanta. And it goes to 3-1. Wood has never lost a game here in 4 regular season starts. He's 3-0 with a 1.63 ERA. And he won twice in the postseason here in 2003 in the division series. And he ends up walking Kelly Johnson. And that happens to Kerry Wood a lot.
Well, it also kind of bothers you that Urcal hit the first pitch, too. And he's thrown 4 consecutive balls. Let's take a look at the Cubs defensively. Walker had his first error in yesterday's ball game, and it came at a crucial time. They had runners at first and second in a tie ball game in the ninth, and he threw the ball away down the left field line. And Washington scored 2 runs. The Cubs tied it, but it really hurt them.
And instead of tying it, they might have won it in that 11th inning. And the breaking ball is too high to Marcus Giles. And the catcher, Michael Barrett, goes out to talk to Wood, who suddenly is not able to get the ball to go where he intends it to go. By the way, the rain is falling again here. It's wet.
But I'm still surprised, with Furcal. He hit the first pitch, and like you said, Wood, you give him a chance to, see how he's throwing, and Furcal didn't do that today.
Especially the leadoff man. Maybe he'll walk you. Giles with the big rip. He didn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike. But you find, sometimes when teams are facing a guy they've done very poorly against, and most of them have a poor record against him, sometimes they look a little over-anxious up there, like they got to swing early in the count. And the count 1-2 the count.
Well, one of the problems with hitters against Kerry Wood, they do not want to get 2 strikes on them and have to face that hard slider or the curve. That's his devastating pitch. He throws hard, but that slider makes you look bad.
1-2. That was close. But Dana DeMuth is not given the low pitch right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marcus Giles hitting .287, 7 homers, 27 runs batted in. Andrew Jones on deck. Now it's a full count. So Kelly Johnson, the runner at first base, who has not yet had a steal in the big leagues. I'm thinking he's going here, though, Joe, although you got a strikeout pitcher in the mound.
And you got a strikeout hitter. Giles strikes out a lot more than you realize, especially for a second-place hitter.
He's going. And the breaking ball. Wow. Threw him a breaking ball on 3-2 and walks him. Well, so he's walked 2 in a row with the Major League's leading home run hitter coming up.
Well, the weird thing about that, John, is he had him one until he never threw him a breaking ball. He didn't wait until he threw 2 strikes to throw the breaking ball.
So the enigma that is sometimes Kerry Wood emerges. Dusty Baker with his ace right-hander. Ian Pryor, they're the big guns in that rotation. The guys who led them to within 5 outs of the World Series the year before last. Andrew Jones. And he chases that. Oh, that was a changeup or a breaking ball?
It was a changeup of some sort. It wasn't his hard slider.
It didn't have the big sweeping break on it.
You know what? I don't know what it was. It was off speed, and it didn't have the big break of his slider.
Fastball right up the middle. Base hit into center field. Johnson around third, heading home. Heading for third is Giles. The throw to third. He's out. Jerry Hairston with a perfect throw to third to nail Marcus Giles, but a run is in, and the Braves lead 1-0.
Now, one of the things, you mentioned it's raining, so it's not a fast track. This ball's hit up the middle, and watch Hairston does a great job of charging it. He has the ball before Giles gets even halfway, and it's an easy throw and tag. And Hairston comes up quickly, as infielders have a tendency to do. They get rid of the ball quickly, and he threw it right on the money, and a nice tag by Ramirez.
Now Adam LaRoche, the young first baseman, second-year man. Fastball is ball 1.
John, and that's where that widened stance really helps Andrew Jones on fastballs when he's not sitting on the fastball. He threw him a curveball first, and then just used his upper body to hit that ball back to his middle.
That ball is hammered deep into right center field. That ball is gone. A home run. So the Braves have scored 3 in the first inning against Wood.
Kerry Wood seems to be throwing hard, John, but obviously there's not a lot of movement on his fastball, and he hasn't been able to throw his breaking ball. And it looks like a fastball pretty much in the middle of the plate, about belt high.
Now Johnny Estrada, in his second year with the Braves, ball 1. ball never really had a big high arc to it.
Well, I think the ball carries well here, this time of the year. It doesn't carry well at the beginning of the season when it's a little cooler, but I think it carries pretty well here now. At least that one did.
Well, you get an argument from Ryan Klesko. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a foul along the left field line. 10th home run of the year for LaRoche. He's the second Brave to reach double figures, with Chipper Jones on the disabled list. Chipper's stuck at 7 home runs. And, of course, Andrew Jones has 26. So now Adam LaRoche with 10. There's Chipper. He's in uniform. He's with the ball club. It's going to be a while, though, before he can play. Deep right center. 390 to right center in this ballpark. And that gave Burnett's room to get to it. But the Braves were teeing off on Kerry Wood, who walked a couple to get him started. 3-0 Atlanta after 1.
Well, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky.
The multifunctional element.
Yes, I had a dream. I
from Honda.
Stood beneath an orange sky.
Where will it take you?
Takes many turns. There are over 900 Chase credit cards to help you make the most of every one. Your choice, your Chase.
Coach says, why pay more to stay somewhere else? Just slide into Motel 6. It's clean, comfortable, and always a steal. Good one, Coach.
We'll leave the light on for you in Accor Hotel.
They're big, they're new, they're Applebee's irresistible.
Simply irresistible.
Layer upon delicious layer, all in one big bowl.
Simply irresistible.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
The summer's hottest movie is this year's hottest game. Game Informer raves Fantastic Four has awesome powers, insane co-op gameplay, and GamePro calls it the ultimate adventure. Fantastic Four, the game. Rated T for teen.
Baseball for the 4th of July from Turner Field, Atlanta. Braves with a 3-0 lead over that man, Kerry Wood, and his Chicago Cubs as we head to the 2nd inning. Kerry Wood got roughed up there. Adam LaRoche, a 2-run homer to cap the rally. I'm John Miller, along with Joe Morgan and Sam Ryan, and a happy 4th to you and yours. 0-1 the count to Aramis Ramirez, and Ramirez is also headed to the All-Star game. Curveball from Kyle Davies, the rookie. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Aramis Ramirez, the last time we saw the Cubs on a holiday, Joe, they were at Dodger Stadium, and Ramirez had just started to hit within a few days of that day. Well, he went down for that curveball, and he rakes it into left center for a base hit. He had a dramatic home run yesterday at Wrigley Field against Chad Cordero. Cordero trying to nail down another save, and after a Burnett's base hit, Ramirez hit one into the bleachers there at Wrigley Field, and that set off some pandemonium there. The Cubs fans were just delirious with joy, but the Cubs made another comeback in that game in the 11th inning, but finally lost it anyway in the 12th inning. Brian Schneider hit a home run to win it for Washington. Here's Hollinsworth, and that is in there for a strike. The Cubs, though, although they tied the Nationals a couple of times yesterday, never at any time in that weekend series had a lead against Frank Robinson's Nationals.
Well, when I talked to Dusty Baker, he said they got a lot of 2-out hits. They were just, everything was going well for them. They were playing well.
And that misses. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hollinsworth. Todd Hollinsworth, he was off to a real slow start. And when we were at Wrigley Field recently for the Cubs-Red Sox interleague matchup, Hollinsworth had just started to get hot at that time. He's hitting .274 for the year now. Little chop to Davies. Over to second to Furcal. A high throw off the glove of Furcal. Everybody's safe.
You know, it appeared to me that all of a sudden, right before the ball got there, that Furcal either looked, you know, toward first, or it seemed like he may have taken his eyes off the ball momentarily. Maybe not, but that's what it appeared to me. We'll see. So Chopper back to the mound. You know, that's a high throw, but, you know, I expect, you know, a guy like Furcal that hit him in the glove, but it didn't, you know, he didn't hit in the pocket. We'll have to see who they give the error to. It was a high throw, but, you know, you think they should have caught it. That's an error on the pitcher.
Nathan Perez, he shows bunt, takes it. The catcher, Johnny Estrada, came up ready to throw down to second base with Ramirez getting a long lead. He's trying to get a good jump. It's a force out at third base. Nathan Perez, he was having a great early part of the season, but lately his average has started to plummet. He's at .269, 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Pops the bunt in the air into an easy out. Wow.
One reason he popped that ball up is he was moving. You know, he was moving toward first base. It wasn't just a set-up sacrifice. And when he was moving, he dropped the head of the bat. Watch his body. Watch where he starts to move. He's starting to go toward first base right there. Watch him. He'll start toward first before the ball is actually bunted, and that's what got him in trouble.
Nathan prefers the bunt for a base hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Michael Barrett. That's a double play ball. Wow. For Cow, to Giles, to the Roach, the inning's over. And it all started with the inability to get the bunt down. Braves 3, Cubs nothing.
Think summer's hot? Check out Radio Shack and our Red Hot Wireless event. Hurry in for sizzling deals on wireless phones and plans. Let our friendly experts connect your entire family with our exclusive Samsung Family Pack on your choice of Sprint PCS or Verizon Wireless. Get a camera phone and color screen phone free after a $50 mail-in rebate with new 2-year agreements on each. It's why we sell more wireless phones than any other consumer electronics retailer. Get yours during the Red Hot Wireless event at your neighborhood Radio Shack.
Well, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky.
The multifunctional element.
Yes, I had a dream. I
from Honda.
stood beneath an orange sky.
Where will it take you?
Ready to make the move to Levitra for a strong, lasting experience? Ask your doctor if Levitra's right for you. Levitra is what many men with ED count on for a strong, lasting erection, for that quality sexual experience. Strong and lasting when he wants it. It's what Levitra's all about.
Levitra is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains or alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. In the rare case an erection lasts for more than 4 hours, seek immediate medical attention.
Strong, lasting, experience Levitra for yourself. If you're on another ED treatment, maybe it's time to try Levitra. Ask your doctor about a free sample.
Log on to MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB.tv. MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Dark clouds over Turner Field. Baseball on the 4th of July on ESPN, presented by Lowe's. We're happy to have you with us. And if you're going to be traveling tonight from your vacation locale back home, please drive safely. We're very pleased to be able to spend part of the holiday with you. Kerry Wood now to Ryan Langerhans. There's that heartbreaking ball. A check swing, ruled a swing by Las Diaz, the third base umpire, and it is 0-1. Langerhans bait him it, and Kyle Davies coming up. Langerhans, the rookie, and he was one of the heroes last night. He fueled 2 different rallies in the Braves' comeback win in Philadelphia and scored the winning run in the 9th inning. A foul out of play. He, in the 7th inning, when they were down 3-0, hit a double and eventually scored the 2nd run of that inning. Tripled in the 9th inning, and Bedemit, who's on deck here, hit a sacrifice fly to bring him home with what proved to be the winning run. And the breaking ball from Wood misses badly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Speaking of action, baseball action for the holiday on ESPN. That early game, Baltimore at the Yankees, what a wild game that was. A lot of entertainment, a lot of fireworks. The Orioles were down 6-0. The Yankees hit 3 home runs right away against Bruce Chen. And the Yanks had a 6-0 lead, and not only did they lose that lead, at one point they were trailing 8-6. And the breaking ball in the dirt, and the count is now 2-2. Jason Giambi had 2 homers. Sheffield had 1. Matsui had 1. The Yankees were trailing 8-6 in the last of the 8th inning, and then scored 7 runs in the 8th and won the game anyway, 13-8. 2-2 the count. And that's a foul back out of play. Yankees and Orioles will be on ESPN again tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Time from Yankee Stadium. Now, she must have just been to New York. Got one of those Statue of Liberty attachments from one of those Times Square shops. You ever get one of those
No.
Statue of Liberty things?
No, I've admired them from afar, but I don't have any.
Well, she got 2 of them.
Well, it's just like now. I'm admiring it, you know, from upstairs here.
But in terms of actually buying one for yourself or your own family?
No.
Well, maybe you get one of those little Statue of Liberty statues.
I do have one of those.
Oh, of course. Yeah. 2-2 the count. Now, she seems to be having a hard time. Maybe those things are so heavy that it's causing her face to droop a little bit.
She's cleaning her glasses.
Oh, the raindrops, yeah.
Cleaning her glasses. Change up. Nice pitch there, but it was right in the middle of the plate, but it was good speed, good arm speed with it.
Well, I was thinking she was missing a pretty good game there for a while.
You can see he has good arm speed with the changeup, and he gets Langerhans out in front, but it was up a little bit.
2-2. That was up, and a soaring pop-up. Todd Walker, the second baseman, and that is the out. Now let's go to Sam Ryan.
Don, Cubs pitching coach Larry Rothschild told me the big thing he's looking for with Kerry is stamina tonight. He said last time out 6 innings, 91 pitches. He'd like to get that down. The goal is to get him through 7 innings, but he said if he starts to labor, they're going to be cautious with him. He said back in April, before he went on the DL, Kerry was pitching hurt but wouldn't tell him. He said he was fine. He was doing things differently, trying to generate more velocity on his fastball. Larry said now he's got a calmer delivery. They're trying to make it more consistent, John and Joe.
All right, and you know, he's thrown 31 pitches already in this game, and he just threw 10 to Langerhans. Langerhans gave him a workout there. Wilson Bedemit at the plate, and a foul back out of play, and it is 0-2. Braves have so many rookies. There's Larry Rothschild that Sam mentioned, the pitching coach of the Chicago Cubs. Wilson Bedemit. A big sweeping curveball. It's inside, and it is 0-2. Bedemit was 16 years old when the Braves signed him. So he's had a lot of back problems over the years. Two the count. Some people think that when Chipper Jones gets back from the disabled list, he'd take over third base. Bedemit has played well enough, and his real position is shortstop. But they might actually think about dealing Rafael Furcal to fill other needs. Bedemit is slugging better than .500, which is always impressive. There is Hairston back near the warning track in left center. Bedemit retired, 2 down in the Atlanta second inning. The Braves lead 3-0.
Well, we all know Hairston has been a second baseman in his career, but he went after that ball perfectly like a center fielder. He ran to the spot. He didn't glide to the spot. He ran there and waited for it. You know, infielders have a tendency to do things fundamentally correct anyway. Watch him. See, he runs all the way to that spot, and now he slows down. That's the way you catch a fly ball.
Now, Andrew kind of glides.
Well, Andrew can do anything he wants. That's okay, but when you're new at that position, do things fundamentally correct as he did there.
Slider for a strike to Kyle Davies, and it is 0-2. Davies took the first pitch strike as well. 2 down, nobody on. For the Braves here in the second. For Kyle, the leadoff man on deck. He got that hard slider. Got a piece of it. Still 0-2. Braves pitchers, that's another thing that seems to hold up over the years. They have had a lot of different pitchers here over the years, but a lot of them seem to be able to hit
and bunt and, do their job in sacrifice situations.
Kyle Davies has had 2 hits in 10 at-bats, and he's also had 6 sacrifice hits already. That got him the fastball at 93 miles an hour from Kerry Wood. 3 up, 3 down. Wood will be coming up, and he's a pretty good hitting pitcher. Then Hairston and Todd Walker. The Braves lead it 3-0.
DirecTV has 100% digital quality.
Listen to me. You need to get DirecTV.
Introducing Spread the Word, only from DirecTV. Now DirecTV customers can get a free month of service for every person they refer.
Surprise! DirecTV has top-ranking customer satisfaction.
So spread the word. Free DirecTV service is out there waiting for you. DirecTV has recently launched the first of several new satellites that together will deliver over 1,500 high-definition channels across the country. It's part of our commitment to the best TV experience. Your TV's ready. Are you?
Hey, it's me. Meet me at sunset. Don't be late.
Great explorers know all the right trails.
You got my message.
The 245 horsepower all-wheel drive Nissan Murano.
Starbucks double shot espresso drink. Bring on the day.
ESPN's Holiday Baseball, presented by Lowe's. Brought to you by Nissan, who reminds you to shift the way you move through the world. And delicious Starbucks double shot espresso drink, an invigorating blend of espresso and cream. Bring on the day.
And we got a dark sky overhead. We've had some rain at Turner Field. I don't know if any is falling right now. Kyle Davies throws a first pitch strike to Kerry Wood. Davies has been kind of a strike throwing machine so far tonight. And the curveball, it drops low. Kerry Wood, 1 hit in 10 at-bats so far this year, but over the years he's been an outstanding hitter as a pitcher. Right there on the outside at the knees, strike 2.
Well, there are a lot of pitchers, who are pretty good hitters. But the question is, can they handle the good stuff? There's a difference handling mediocre pitching and handling the good pitching.
Well, we saw the difference right there. Now let's go to Bill Pito for an update.
All right, John, thanks. Bobby Abreu showing why he's going to the All-Star game. Bases loaded today against Pittsburgh in the third. That's a grand slam. 13th of the year, and the Phillies go on a roll over Pittsburgh, 12-1.
Well, the Phillies needed a win. They let one get away from them last night against Atlanta on Sunday Night Baseball right here on ESPN. They pounded the Pirates today. The Nationals lost, so the Braves can move to within 4.5 with a win. The Marlins are playing right now at home against Milwaukee. Also, the New York Mets won today. The Mets beat Washington. I mean, the Mets, they need to have a big series against Washington right now. Played at RFK Stadium. They beat the Nationals 5-2.
And that's
Mets
hard
were 10
to do
games out.
in Washington. That's hard to do. Washington has been playing so well at home.
Washington was 29-10 at home before today. There's John Smoltz, who was named to the All-Star team yesterday. And that's a walk for Jerry Hairston. So he's been on base twice now against Kyle Davies. First walk allowed by Davies.
You know, John, there are a lot of people who still think the Florida Marlins have the best team in that, you know, the pitching, you know, some power, some speed. They have a little bit of everything in defense. You know, Mike Lowell is not hitting for them right now, but a lot of people think that they're the best team. But
Juan Pierre has not hit as well as we know.
They're going to get better, but I'm not so sure because I think, you know, there is something that happens. You just gain your confidence as a team when you're like a team like Washington who's been playing well, and the more they play, the more confidence they gain as long as they stay in first place. So, you know, even though I think Florida will make some cut the lead a little bit, I still think it's going to be tough for anybody to beat Washington.
That's a nice save there by Johnny Estrada, and that curveball in the dirt. Holding it first is Hairston.
Unless the Braves get, you know, hot, and when they get Hudson back, Hampton, and Chipper Jones and Thompson, when they get that group back, I think they'll have a chance. But the question is, how far will, you know, where will they be when those guys come back after the All-Star break? I guess the point is, I started to believe in Washington when I watched what they did to the Cubs over the weekend, and I've watched how well they played in close ball games. Close ball games usually decide who wins the pennant over the course of the season. Winning close ball games usually wins you the pennant or the division title.
Well, I have a feeling that we have not heard the last of the Florida Marlins.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they have an excellent team, but the longer it takes you to get going, you know, in this situation when you're going to be playing, you know, the Braves are good, Washington good. The longer it takes you to get going, the tougher it is to make up that ground.
Well, when the going gets tough,
Florida gets going?
The tough get going.
Oh, okay.
So we'll find out if they're tough, Joe. A broken bat roller. And Giles throws out Todd Walker. Hairston moves over to second with 2 down. And here comes Derek Lee, having the MVP kind of a season so far for the Cubs this year. 3-0, Atlanta leading in the 3rd inning. But, you know, I mean, Florida has had a lot of things not go well. You mentioned Lowell has not hit. Pierre has not hit. The bullpen has been in disarray.
And it's not getting any better, though.
Guillermo Mota, though, is back, working his way back, and he's the closer, and we know he has great stuff. Now, if they don't get those problems worked out, then so it will be. But I have a feeling that at some point they're going to make one of those runs. You know, they'll win 18 out of 21 or something.
They're definitely a good ball club, but I just think that they have more ifs than maybe Washington at this time, other than their offense, and the Braves. I think that they have more ifs. They have to have this happen. They have to have that happen.
Well, I think the Braves are another club. When they get everybody back, they're going to go off and have one of those huge win streak, you know, 20.
But they're just not sure when you're going to get Hudson back. They're not sure when you're going to get Thompson back. They're not sure about all these guys.
Thompson may be a long time, but I think Hudson and Hampton, they think, are going to be back much more quickly than Thompson. But meanwhile, Kyle Davies has shown that he's got stuff to win in the big leagues, and a lot of these rookies who've had a shot. There's Tim Hudson.
Now, we saw how he pitched Lee the first time up. He stayed away. And so far in this at bat, he's still trying to go out there. Although that fastball was in, that was the wrong spot. He missed his location.
He got away with one there, I think.
And that's where they used to pitch Lee, but he's a lot quicker, as you'll be able to see here. See, the target's away, and that ball's inside.
2-2 to Derek Lee. Lee had not missed. I'm guessing he's not missed too many pitches like that this year. That was had some sink to it, and a routine fly ball to Langerhans in right center. Derek Lee is 0 for 2. 1 man left for the Cubs. Top of the order coming up for Cal, Kelly Johnson and Marcus Giles. 3-0 Atlanta.
How would you compare a 429 Cobra Jet engine to a 289 High-Vol engine?
Nothing compares to the Cobra Jet.
You get a gold star, kid.
Automaniac with Bill Goldberg, Wednesday night at 10 on the History Channel.
Mr. Fogel, no denying your body's changed over the years. Did you ingest anything that helped create your new physique?
Yeah. Usually a 6-inch turkey breast up for lunch and a foot-long veggie delight for dinner.
What is this?
We're going to need more evidence.
When you hit the road, you expect your car to perform well. But if your engine isn't clean, it may not perform at its best. Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline can help. It actively cleans your engine for better performance. So, no matter where you're going, with Shell V-Power, you'll be able to enjoy the performance. Shell V-Power actively cleans for better performance.
What can an oil company do to gain your trust?
I want them to focus on making our environment cleaner, keeping to the EPA standards, being better than the EPA standards, so that we can all breathe freely and have fresh air. That should be a right.
You need a hand with that gear?
I got it.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you crying? No, there's no crying. There's no crying in shipping. My foreman, Larry Leggett, snapped a hamstring, hauling car batteries up 6 flights. Did he cry? No. No. And you know why? Because there is no crying in shipping. Now you pick that up, and you get out there, and you ship.
DHL, delivering America's pastime on time.
Braves 3, Cubs nothing. Last of the third inning coming up here at Turner Field, Atlanta. And you can be able to catch your team's out-of-market games live from anywhere by logging on to ESPN.com and clicking on MLB.TV. Live Major League Baseball right on your computer. Get the most baseball available anywhere live online. Log on to ESPN.com, sign up for MLB.TV, and never miss a game again. A little slice of baseball heaven. MLB.TV. Check it out on ESPN.com. Ball and a strike to Rafael Porcal. Yesterday when we were in Philadelphia, I saw the end of the Mets game. That ball is fair. Right past the bag at first and down the right field line. Porcal is not running well with the bad left knee right now. So that might have been one where he's running well. He might have tried for 3, but he'll be content to get the double.
Well, he takes the fastball. It's supposed to be away, and you can see it runs in, and that allows him to pull it down the line. And again, as you said, he's not running well because he's got the bad knee. I mean, that's kind of a 3/4 gate right there for Kyle because he can fly.
Well, that's one of the most exciting things in sports is to see Rafael Porcal run hard to turn a double into a triple. He has 7 triples this year, half a season. Kelly Johnson, the hitter down. Left-handed hitter. Now, this is exactly the scenario why a lot of managers like to have a left-handed hitter in the number 2 spot.
Correct. For 2 reasons. One, the situation like this, pull the ball to the right side. The other is if Porcal's at first base, it opens up the hole on the right side for him to shoot a ground ball through.
The first baseman would play on the bag with Porcal. And he pulls it. Right center. There's Burnett. He can't get to it. Porcal was back tagging up at second base. He goes to third. And Johnson gets a base hit. That ball must have started knuckling or something because Burnett was not coming in as much as he was going across for it.
Yeah, I mean, the ball was hitting a perfect spot right between the outfielders. And it wasn't hit real hard, but it had enough to find the gap. And you can see it does sink very quickly out there in right center. Good job by Burnett to keep it from getting past him.
So now runners at first and third. Here is Marcus Giles. The Cubs infielders looking for the double play ball at shortstop and second base. So they'd give away a run here to get the double play, even though they're already trailing 3-0. Andrew Jones on deck. Giles at the plate. Back to the screen.
Kerry Wood, you know, they're not late on any of these fastballs, John. I think that's what I'm noticing. He has one strikeout. That was a fastball he threw by Kyle Davies, but he has not been able so far in this ball game to get the fastball by some of these hitters.
Ryan foul out of play off to the right. Well, you know, I'm used to seeing Kerry Wood at his best throwing that extreme fastball, 96, 97, 98 miles an hour. He's throwing 92 to 94 so far today.
And he's not getting it by them. I think the other thing is he hasn't used his slider as much today as I saw him doing last game. See, that's even a changeup. That's not a slider. So I'm not so sure if his arm is not bothering him or something, because last time he threw a lot of hard sliders and he was very dominant. But today he's not using the slider nearly as much as he did last time out. There it is.
Strike 3.
But that one wasn't like the slider he was throwing last week. I mean, that was 83 miles an hour. I mean, it gets the job done. But I think that's more of a changeup. Just took a little off his fastball.
So a big out. Here is Andrew Jones. Now, Andrew is the Major League's leading home run hitter, but he also hit some double play balls. He hit one last night, and the count is 0-1. Off-speed pitch there from Kerry Wood.
You know, he's not throwing the hard slider, John, but he's, changing speed.
A ball and a strike now to Andrew Jones. Adam LaRoche on deck. Andrew did not hit a home run in Philadelphia last night, but he did knock in the tying run of the game against Uguet Urbina with a double in the 8th inning. He's got runners at first and third here. The fastball in too tight. 2-1 the count. First fastball that he threw to Andrew tonight. Andrew hit back up through the middle for an RBI single in the first inning. Now this fastball out of the strike zone. 2-1. And Andrew, he got a little handcuffed in that one. 2-2.
Well, I think Andrew's looking for a fastball away. And you can see this ball's inside and it tails in a little bit more. And he'd already committed and he could not stop it.
And he did not get that breaking ball in the spot he wanted it.
I'm not sure that's even a breaking ball, John. It looks like he's just using it as a changeup, maybe a dead fish kind of changeup. See, that's not a breaking ball. See, that's like a dead fish fastball or something.
A high fastball up around Andrew's eyes there.
He's throwing his fastball and he's taking a little off the fastball is what it appears to me. And I think that's why it fooled Giles so much, and he took that pitch because he didn't see any spin on it or anything, so he thought it was a fastball away.
2-2 the count. Tried the curveball and went right over Andrew's head. Saved by Michael Barrett, holding for Kyle at third and Johnson at first. Although I would like to have seen Johnson take off on that one, especially if Kyle was not injured. Because if he took off,
well, they wouldn't have thrown.
Barrett halfway to the backstop. He really couldn't have afforded to throw.
I don't think he would have thrown. But I'm telling you, Kerry Wood is not going to be able to control these hitters because his fastball's not good enough tonight. And if he can't find another pitch to help him out, he's going to have problems. There it is again. It's interesting. I guess it's his variation of the changeup. But this is not his hard slider or the slider we're used to seeing Kerry Wood throw. See, that's not a slider. That's a changeup. And you can see that Andrew Jones was way out in front of it. So he's going with basically those two pitches, fastball and a change.
Andrew Jones and Marcus Giles go down on strikes, and here is Adam LaRoche, who hit a home run to make the first inning a 3-run inning for the Braves. LaRoche now with 10 home runs, and he's been a hot hitter here lately anyway. Half swing, Aramis Ramirez, and that is the inning. So Kerry Wood gets out of a terrible spot against the 3, 4, 5 hitters. 2 men left on. Jeremy Burnett's coming up for the Cubs.
The new Nike Shots Cog exclusive colors at finish line.
They are watching. They are coming. They are crashing.
It's wedding season.
John and Jeremy are conquering the female species, one bridesmaid at a time.
Tattoo on the lower back. Might as well be a bullseye. I'll see you over there, kid.
Sarah, like I don't even know you. It's Vivian.
Wedding Crashers, rated R, starts July 15th.
In the world of burgers, this one is the Godfather. Ruby Tuesday's new Mamma Mia burger. One of 30 famous burgers. Only at Ruby Tuesday. So good, it's guaranteed.
It's the hottest sales event of the summer. Get your ticket to ride with great deals on every new Honda. Want low payments? How about $39 for the first 12 months on the hottest rides of the summer? Or choose a low 6.9% fixed rate that won't change. Plus, get up to $500 in bonus bucks for gear and accessories. So hurry in for the hottest deals on the hottest Hondas during the Red Hot Summer Festival. Happening now only at your Honda dealer.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
The new Nike Shox Cog, exclusive colors at finish line.
Happy 4th of July. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan and Sam Ryan. We're at Turner Field, Atlanta. The Braves with a 3-0 lead over Kerry Wood and the Chicago Cubs. And those sentiments echoed by many, I'm sure, here at Turner Field today and all across the country today. Here's Jeremy Burnett, the cleanup hitter against the rookie Kyle Davies. He'll be followed by Aramis Ramirez. And that was a rare first pitch that was not a fastball. Right. Curveball missing in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Burnett's fouled out to third his first time. That one is deep and fouled on the right field line.
Well,
that's the second time he's hit one down there.
Remember before the game we were talking to John Sherholtz, and he said, you know, their philosophy is to throw a strike. It doesn't have to be a fastball, but whatever you throw, make sure you throw a first pitch strike. That's the philosophy of the Braves. Obviously, you can't do it all the time, but that's their philosophy, to make sure that that first pitch is a strike. There's John Sherholtz, the architect of this dynasty.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the great executives.
Yeah.
Who put together a ball club
and
the game has ever seen.
Yeah, and John, when I talked to him, you know, he was giving a lot of the credit to their scouts, to everybody else. I said, yeah, but I think the thing that makes this organization go, it starts right at the top with you and Bobby Cox and Leo Mazzoni. That's the stability factor that they've had here all those years. I mean, the pitching coach knows what he wants, the manager knows what kind of player he wants, and John Sherholtz knows what kind of player it takes to win. So, and he told me that he thinks that his philosophy about players is very similar to Bobby's. And make no mistake about it, he gets the players, but he gets players that he thinks that Bobby wants, you know, would like to manage and that fits Bobby's philosophy.
Here's All-Star Aramis Ramirez. He singled his first time, and Kyle Davies all of a sudden seems to have lost his touch in the strike zone.
Yeah.
He's walked Burnett, and now he's behind Ramirez, and he tried a first pitch breaking ball to Ramirez.
Well, one thing it could be, John, remember it's been raining, you know, out there, and that mound may, you know, he may not feel as comfortable on the mound now as he did earlier.
It's wet, and the mound and the infield dirt getting a little muddy now, a little sloppy. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, John Sherholtz, the record speaks for itself. The teams that he's put together, not just here in Atlanta, but before that for many years in Kansas City. That is a fastball lofted high and foul into the upper deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. And, I mean, you win 13 consecutive division titles as
Schuerholz's Braves have done under the manager Bobby Cox, that tandem Schuerholz and Cox, and that pretty well says it all, because they've been winning even in years where they were rebuilding. And into shallow left, and that is Kelly Johnson, one away.
And remember, you know, everything has changed. It's much more, it's harder now to just go out and win than it was before. We very rarely see teams win back-to-back division championships unless you're the Yankees.
This was the 1995 World Series. That's the one World Series that the Braves won in this long stretch. They've been in the postseason every year, but that was the one year they won it all. And they get criticized for not winning it all more often.
And to be honest with you, I mean, I have to say that I'm part of that, not necessarily criticism, but I have to wonder, too, why, if you win 13 division championships, you haven't won more than one World Series. There's the World Series trophy, of course. But, you know, I mean, I guess the thing I don't like is when I hear people say, well, the postseason is kind of a crapshoot. I don't like that because, you know, that diminishes what the Yankees did all those years of going through these tiers of playoffs and still winning 4 out of 5 world championships, you know. So getting to the World Series all that time. I mean, there is a certain amount of luck involved in baseball, definitely. But I don't think you can, you know, diminish what the Yankees did by just saying it's tough to do.
Broken bat and a base hit to center for Hollingsworth. Most of the bat ended up right next to first base. Burnett's over to second. 2 men on with 1 out here in the 4th against Davies.
I guess one other thing we can look forward to, John Schuerholz said he's got a book coming out next spring where he talks about how to build a team and his philosophy on building a team, leadership, a whole bunch of things. So I think that would be good reading. And maybe required reading for future general managers or people who aspire to be general managers.
Maybe after I read it next spring,
I'll
apply for some.
Me too. Let's read it together, and maybe we'll just go we'll keep this group, we'll keep this combination together. We'll just go somewhere.
Well, you could become the general manager. Maybe you could hire me as the broadcaster.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about the managing of this game, but I know the way the ball club was put together was outstanding. Now, I take care of you.
All right.
I'm John Miller, along with Joe Morgan. Sam Ryan is here with us, and happy holiday to you. And we've got rain in Atlanta. What's going on here?
Let's hope it doesn't rain any harder, because that would really affect Cherry Wood a lot. You know, in that it looks like he's getting a little bit of rhythm because he's basically going to his fastball and a changeup. He's not using his hard slider, but he seemed to control the Braves pretty well the last inning after he got in trouble with that combination.
Ball of a strike now to Nathy Perez. Nathy fouled out trying to lay down a sacrifice bunt his first time. 2 men on, 1 out. And that's a foul ball. Nathy is really a free swinger.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys, he'll swing at almost anything. One ball and 2 strikes to Nathy Perez here in the 4th inning. 3-0. Atlanta is out in front. Well, some people also were, when we were in New York last week, I heard on a talk show there.
They were talk shows?
Well, I was in a cab in a rainstorm.
Right, okay.
I was in a flash flood.
All right.
1-2 the count. And a pop-up. Coming in from third base to me. The infield fly is in effect. He makes the catch anyway. Although Perez was already out once they invoked the infield fly rule.
So you're in a cab. You don't get a limo?
Well, it was pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a big yellow limo. Yeah. In a flash flood. I was heading out to the airport. Actually, I had to change my plans from one airport to the other because, you know how they say on the traffic reports, there's about a 20-minute backup on such a... Well, we had about a 16-hour backup. So, you know, I was listening to the radio a little bit. And Michael Barrett takes the ball. Anyway, they had a discussion about the Braves and Bobby Cox. And they said you couldn't really call Bobby Cox a great manager because the Braves only won it all one time. And I thought, this is a really interesting discussion. And I'm not sure that I would agree with it.
No, I don't agree. I think he is a great manager. I think he's proven that by taking different teams and winning with it. You know, if you have the same team for 13 years, you may have some argument. But he's taken different teams, different players, different situations, and he's won with all of them.
Shallow right field. There's Longerhans. And that's the inning. The Cubs are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Blackton, the clutch hitter, trailing by 3.
Now, from Avacor, one of the most trusted names in hair regrowth, there's today's Avacor with Boost that gives you visibly thicker hair with the first application. With today's Avacor, you get twice the benefit. Avacor's Boost instantly improves the appearance of your existing hair, while the physician's formulation goes to work on balding areas.
The main reason for thinning hair and baldness is hereditary hair loss. Just because there is a family history of hair loss doesn't mean you have to suffer. The problem is toxic degeneration of the hair follicle. Avacor targets the hair follicle to reverse hair loss, improve blood flow, and stimulate new hair growth.
This user went from this to this in just 3 months with Avacor. And remember, Avacor Boost will improve your hair's appearance the day you receive your order. We're giving away a free month of Avacor with all of today's orders. Call 800-347-1444. That's 800-347-1444. 800-347-1444.
Let the outdoor games begin. Enter Lumber to Bumper at ESPN.com, keyword Dodge. You can win a new 2006 Dodge Ram Mega Cab or a trip to the Great Outdoor Games. The action begins July 13th, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
In a world of sameness, you can still maintain your identity. Saab. Distinctively designed, independently inspired. And now with the Saab employee discount for everyone, you pay what we pay, not a cent more.
Kerry Wood back to the hill. He and the Cubs trailing 3-0 last of the 4th inning here in Atlanta.
And John, this is a different Kerry Wood. Watch these pitches. That's a changeup for a strike to get Giles out. Another changeup and he gets Andrew Jones. Another changeup and LaRoche grounds it to third. And we've grown accustomed to watching Kerry Wood overpower hitters with a fastball and a devastating slider. Well, this shows me that he really knows how to pitch. He's learned a lot about himself because he's using the changeup and the fastball, not the devastating slider that he had last time out. Well, it took him an inning or so to find that out, but at least now he looks like, you know, he may be in control again.
You have a real good changeup.
Right.
That can be enough.
Yeah. And especially with a good fastball like that.
That was a good one. I'm a bottom line man. He struck him out with it. He blew him away, so that was a good one. One away.
Well, he got thrown him. The hitters are seeing him throw changeups to other hitters. Then all of a sudden he just lets go of that high fastball, and Estrada had no chance. John, I want to bring up one more point we were talking about. You and I had this discussion yesterday about, you know, Bobby Cox. We were talking about winning and the Braves. And the question is, would you rather be a team like the Braves, win 13 championships, or would you rather be a team, say like the Florida Marlins?
Yeah.
You know, they've been in existence, you know, not that long. They won 2 world championships. They haven't been up there each and every year like the Braves, but they do have 2 world championships. They have one more than the Braves have. So the question is,
they've never
which would you prefer?
They've never finished
first, yet they've won 2 world championships. The Braves have finished first 13 times in a row, and they have 1 championship. So which team would you rather be on?
Well, if I was commissioner, I would have put an asterisk next to the Marlins. Yeah. I mean, the Red Sox didn't finish first last year.
Well, I guess that also, would you rather be the Red Sox? They have 1 championship now, and
in 2002,
yeah,
the World Series, neither team finished in first place.
Yeah,
the Angels beat the Giants.
Yeah,
both were wild cards.
Or take it another step, would you rather be the Angels? They haven't been up there that much, but at least they have 1 world championship. So, I mean, it depends on your philosophy. See, me, I believe in winning. I believe the world championship is your ultimate goal. That's the way I feel. But you can't discount teams that are up there year in and year out contending for the championship.
in front of Hairston in center, and Langerhans has a bloop single, his first hit of the game. And the batter will be Wilson Betemade. 3-0 Atlanta leading. Well, I mean, it's a good question, but, you know, I think, number one, Atlanta was the team that finished ahead of Florida.
Correct.
Both times that Florida eventually won the World Series.
Of those 13 in a row,
Yeah. And they finished behind Atlanta. Well, I mean, maybe Atlanta should have been given a little more of an advantage in the postseason when they faced Florida.
Now, I agree that the overall, you know, division winners and the best record should get a little more of an advantage. You know, I was talking to someone recently, and I was thinking, you know, maybe you should have more games in the home field of the championship, you know, division winners. For instance, maybe you go, the best is, I guess, 5, so maybe you only play 1 game. You go 2-1-2, you know, to give the advantage to the team that won division over the wild card. I mean, obviously there are a lot of different ways you can do it.
Betamade's the hitter, and the count.
But I go back to everything I've always talked to as a professional athlete. The guys always say the ring is the thing. You know what I mean? So to win, you know, is the ultimate goal. Even though, like you say, I mean, they won 13 division championships in a row. You just can't discount that. You know.
But you know, I mean, the first year that Florida beat Atlanta and won the whole thing, '97, beat Cleveland in the World Series. I mean, the Braves beat them by 8 games in the regular season. And then all of a sudden, they had a playoff with them, a best of 7, right?
Yeah.
And the number one question is, well, they beat him by 8 games already. What do they even have in a playoff for? Didn't they already beat these guys? All right, so the Yankees could have said the same thing last year. Wait a minute, we already beat the Red Sox.
Yeah.
But they had the playoff. But maybe there's not enough. Maybe the 4 games out of 7, maybe the 4 games is not enough of an advantage.
I agree. Now, I agree with that 100%. That there has to be more weight put on winning, you know, the division, winning your division. I think you have to get a little more advantage.
I mean, in effect, it's as if the Yankees and Red Sox these last few years, where Boston's been the wild card team, it's as if they ended up tied for first place. And
well, you're right, because one year Boston would have had, you know, they had the chance to go each time, even though they didn't win anything. I mean, that's a magnificent changeup he's throwing now, John.
Betemade down on strikes. He's had 4 strikeouts in the last 2 innings.
And every one of them has come on the changeup. And watch, I mean, he's got great motion with it. You can't see any change in his delivery. And it's got a little movement on it. It falls down just a little bit. And you can see that the hitter is way out in front. And every hitter that he's thrown it to has been out in front.
Betemade was right over the top of it, too. Here is Kyle Davies, the pitcher. Fastball misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Braves lead 3-0.
Maybe you need to write the commissioner a letter and just say we need to give a little more weight to the division winner. What do you think? I'm sure he thought about that, right?
I'm sure he has. Well, you know, there was the one problem with that is if you put too much weight on it, you can end up with some sweeps, and the series may not be as exciting.
Well, that's true, too.
Plus, you know, there's so many teams that make the postseason now. I mean, several of those teams may not be fully deserving of being there. So, you know, you got to build your club for that.
Yeah, well, that's what the Yankees used to do.
The Yankees were the classic. I mean, Joe Torre always had a couple of relievers in front of Mariano Rivera that were great in the postseason. For, you know, a while, Jeff Nelson and Stanton, Ramiro Mendoza for a while was involved in that. And he would not, if they were ahead after 5 innings, the game was over. And for me, that was the difference between them and any of these other teams. The Braves always had great starting pitchers, but the bullpen never was even close to those Yankee bullpens. And the Yankee bullpen always seemed to be better in the postseason than it was in the regular season. The runner goes, And Davies draws a walk from Kerry Wood.
I think Rothschild is going out to talk to him, but I think he wants to find out if he's okay, John. Because I think, you know, he's seeing that he's basically using fastball changeup. He hasn't thrown many sliders, you know, and that has been one of his out pitches the last few years. He is not using the slider, so there has to be some reason he's not using the slider, and I think that's why Rothschild wants to find out. Are you okay? But as you said earlier, they were upset with him because he was pitching when he was hurt before. And you have to think that something is bothering him now because we haven't seen a slider in the last 2 innings. He has one of the great sliders in the game.
Yeah, so 81 pitches now. I mean, he throws that slider 84, 85 miles an hour, and it breaks like a curveball.
And we haven't seen that. But I saw it, you know, in his last outing, he had that curve. The slider in the first.
Here is Furcal, who slide out to left, and he's hit a double down the right field line. 2 on, 2 out, and that's a strike. Kerry Wood's 82nd pitch thrown in this game already. Wood, who has never lost a game here in Atlanta. The Cubs have a winning record as a team here in Turner Field in the last 8 seasons. It's out of play. The Cubs are the only National League team that does not have a losing record in this ballpark in the last 8 seasons. So the Cubs are 13-12 here at Turner Field. The next best record for any National League team here in those years is Arizona. They are 11-14 here. The Braves, who were 24-12 at home this year, and that's just about what they are every year here. I mean, they always play well at Turner Field. 2 men on. Langerhans has had a single. Davies, the pitcher, drew a walk. There's a big curveball, and that misses.
Yeah, that was more of a curve rather than the hard slider that we've seen him throw.
Stadium
well,
radar
go ahead.
Got it at 75 miles an hour.
There's a curveball. If he sticks with his pattern, this will be a changeup.
2-2 to Furcal.
Yeah.
High pop-up.
Changeup.
Todd Walker's got it. 27 pitches, but no runs. But he also has thrown 86 pitches in 4 innings. 3-0 Atlanta.
Starting July 5th, when you buy a Big Mac or large fries at McDonald's, you could win a PlayStation Portable or one of 50,000 PlayStation prizes.
Now, we all know I'm the best, but you may not use me as much as you should. That's why I want you to meet my buddy here, the new IntelliClean system from Sonicare and Crest. He combines this special Crest paste with Sonicare technology, liquefies it, then drives it deep between teeth and into hard-to-reach places for a clean that's one step closer to, you know, the new IntelliClean system, one step closer to daily flossing.
Wherever your business takes you, count on more bars in more places. That's the goal of the largest digital voice and data network in America. Singulars all over network. Singular, raising the bar.
All-Star Game, July 12th.
Baseball for the 4th of July. The Atlanta Braves 3, the Chicago Cubs 0. Top of the fifth inning coming up. More baseball on Wednesday. Wednesday night baseball on ESPN. These same Cubs here in Atlanta against the Braves, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN HD. And it will be Mark Pryor and John Smoltz. Now that's a great matchup. Then the second game on Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern on ESPN 2 HD. The Cardinals in Arizona. And Carpenter will go. A 12-game winner for the Cardinals against Javier Vasquez. 1 ball and no strikes to Kerry Wood from Kyle Davis. 3-0. The Braves are leading the Cubs. That's a fastball for a strike. Cubs have actually hit well on the road this year, which has not been the case for a long time. Wood lost the bat that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cubs are hitting .273 on the road this year. And in the last 35 years, Joe, they've only had 1 year with a road batting average that high, and that was 1994, the year of the strike, and the season was not played to a conclusion. And struck him out with a fastball. Now here's a Sports Center 30 at 30 update with Bill Pito.
John, thank you. Sad news to pass along from the football world tonight as Hall of Fame football coach Hank Stram is dead at the age of 82. He had complications from diabetes. Stram best known for leading the Chiefs over the Vikings in Super Bowl IV. Barry Bonds is in Southern California rehabbing his injured right knee. Giants are hopeful he'll be able to play before the season ends. More on Sports Center at 11 p.m. Eastern.
And there's a strike on the outside to Hairston. The Giants lost today to the Cincinnati Reds in a home game, 11-10. A game where they led 6-1 after 2 innings. Nice play by Marcus Giles to get the fleet-footed Hairston for out number 2.
Well, the one thing you have to do is, once the ball's hit, watch how quickly he starts for the ball. He immediately starts to charge the ball, gets it on the short hop, and makes a nice throw.
2 down, nobody on. Todd Walker, the hitter. Walker is 0 for 2. Marcus Giles. That was a very fine game. Braves always seem to play well on defense back of Kyle Davies. This is Davies' 10th big league start tonight. They had never made an error in a game that he had started.
They still haven't.
Well,
he made it.
Only he has. That's right. The first error committed in a game pitched by Kyle Davies was his own error. And there, an 8-pitch inning. Derek Lee left on deck. Johnson, Giles, and that man, Andrew Jones, coming up for Atlanta.
The WNBA now playing on ESPN and ESPN2.
I'd like to redeem my credit card miles to Miami.
No, blacked out.
Ooh,
You sound strong.
please?
No.
Just for me.
Okay.
The answer's always no.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One No Hassle Rewards. There are no blackout dates on any airline, anytime.
Should have worked at Capital One. What's in your wallet?
I hear that you guarantee all your work. Is that true?
Yes,
Can you have our van ready in time for the canoe trip this afternoon?
absolutely.
Are your 3,000 certified mechanics guided by the ideals of the young voyagers? He's one of us.
Come to the best. Midas, America's leader in brakes. Pads or shoes for $39.95 plus installation. We always provide an estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work. For mechanics known for their work and their word.
Trust the Midas touch. My dad calls it being spontaneous. We jump in our new Nissan Pathfinder and go. We find cool places to eat burgers. I like burgers. We see trees, mountains, and lakes. We sing corny songs. Drive through sand, climb rocks. I really like motorcycles. I love our new Pathfinder. Ever since we got it, we do a lot of this spontaneous stuff.
The 7-passenger, 270-horsepower Nissan Pathfinder.
This is amazing. Perfect. Check out the view.
G'day. My volleyball team used all the towels. Can I come over and borrow one of yours?
Sure.
Hey, Janet, there's donuts in the conference room.
Great.
Yeah.
Make your ideal trip a reality on Expedia with virtual tours to help you book the right hotel for you.
Expedia.com.
A baseball stadium as art. That's Turner Field, Atlanta. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan and Sam Ryan. We're in Atlanta where the Braves, who need a win to gain ground on first place Washington in the National League East, have a 3-0 lead back of Kyle Davies. Adam LaRoche capped a 3-run first-inning rally with a 2-run homer. The only home run of the game so far. And his Braves are at bat now against Kerry Wood. Kelly Johnson swings at a high hard one, doesn't get it. He has walked. That started the 3-run first-inning rally. And then he singled in the third inning. Kerry Wood. This might be his last inning of the game. On the inside corner with a fastball, strike 2.
Well, John, I have to tell you, I'm impressed with what I see from Kerry Wood in that he's made the adjustment. You know, he doesn't have the devastating slider tonight, so he's used his other pitches. I mean, that's what pitching is all about. Every day you go to the mound, you don't have your best stuff. But how good are you to get through when you do not have your best stuff? I know he's trailing 3-0, but 3 runs is not that many runs in this situation. And you can see he's starting to, you know, get on top of his game again.
Fastball strikes out Johnson looking.
And that's his 6th strikeout of the ball game. I mean, they're starting to look for that changeup because he was using it so much. Now the fastball is hopping on him. And they were looking changeup, and I guarantee you he's thinking, well, he's thrown 3 straight changeups to get hitters out in the last 3 at-bats. So he comes with the fastball.
Marcus Giles, the third place hitter. There's the changeup. Sinking low. Giles has walked and been called out on strikes. He is 0 for 1. Andrew Jones on deck. That's going to be out of play. Back behind the Atlanta dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike to Marcus Giles with Andrew Jones on deck. Kerry Wood gave up a run in the very first inning on a single by Andrew Jones. That brought in the first run. In the next battle, LaRoche hit a home run. Ooh. Now that was some power pitching right there.
And the good thing that the thing I'm really noticing is he is not changing his motion at all from the fastball to the changeup. It all looks the same.
Back to another high hard one. Little dribbler. Wood hurries the throw, pulling Lee off the bag. Lee did a great job to get that ball and keep it from going down the right field line. It's going to be an infield hit for Marcus Giles.
And this may be the first effect that the rain has had. See, the other ball that Kyle Davies threw to second base that was high never hit the grass. It bounced off the home plate to him. This ball rolls on the grass a little bit, and the grass is definitely wet. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And he doesn't have time to, say, find the seams. You see, he just grabs it and throws it. I mean, if it's wet and you grab it and you get the seams, it's like throwing a dry baseball. But if you can't take the time to find the seams, then it can slip out of your hand.
A good display there of why Derek Lee is one of the best first basemen in the game defensively. Andrew Jones.
That was a changeup, though. That ball was up and in, and he bailed out. But it was a changeup. It wasn't a fastball.
Sounded like you were responding to the fans who were booing.
They seemed to think he was knocking him down, which he was not. You don't knock many people down with changeups.
1 ball and no strikes to Andrew Jones. I just saw him knock Andrew down with a changeup. But you mean that was not his purpose?
No. That is. I mean, Andrew is kind of pulling off of the changeup. He's way out in front of the changeup. But everyone else has been, too. But like I say, he's had such great arm speed that it looks like a fastball, and you think you have to catch up with it, and you immediately left swinging it air.
1 out. Giles, the runner at first.
And he comes back with that high fastball.
Barrett, the catcher, right out in front of home plate.
I'm telling you, this is impressive to me, but you know what Wood is doing.
I'm impressed. You think I'm not impressed?
Well, I just want to make sure. You know, sometimes you're a little tougher critic than I am. You know, you're harder to impress sometimes.
Mike Reblinger, the left-hander, up in the bullpen. Well, Jason Schmidt out with the Giants has been able to do that. He's had nothing but the fastball and changeup. Won a lot of ball games for the Giants, and that was not always the case for him either.
Yeah, this is the first time I think I've ever seen Wood do this, though. I mean, I've seen him, you know, where he's had a decent slider and he kept throwing it and maybe hang some. He is throwing this nothing but a fastball and basically a changeup, and it's handling these hitters very well. I mean, he's getting the job done. When he throws a changeup and they get out in front of it, the next pitch he's reached back a little bit and gotten a little better velocity on his fastball. You know, he was around 93, but he's thrown a couple at 94, 95 here after he's thrown the changeup.
Giles started as if he were running, then he stopped after a couple of quick steps. LaRoche fouled the ball away, 0-1 the count. LaRoche hit a 2-run homer in the first, grounded out to third in the third. And this home run capped off the 3-run first-inning rally.
Fastball pretty much in the middle of the plate and belt high, and there was no doubt that it was going out of the ballpark.
Several feet between the outfield fence and the first row of the bleachers here at Turner Field. I mean, from that shot, it looked like the bleachers are right above the outfield fence, but there's actually several feet there.
Yeah, what you're really saying, that wasn't a fence break.
Yeah. Jason Giambi hit one that looked like he hit the top of the wall at Yankee Stadium today for his second home run of the game. And that pop foul out of play. And it's been a long time since Giambi hit 2 home runs in a game. So Giambi hit 2. The Yankees came from behind and beat Baltimore today. Earlier seen on ESPN. Cincinnati came from behind. They were down 6-1 to the Giants after 2 innings. And came back and won that game 11-10 in San Francisco. Marcus Giles. Giles has 11 steals this year. The Braves, they can do some running. They've stolen 52 bases and only been caught 12 times. That changeup. Derek Lee the second. Nathan Perez covering. Giles forced down, and that is the inning. On to the 6th, the big hitters, Derek Lee, Burnett, and then Aramis Ramirez coming up.
From Jerry Bruckheimer, producer of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Every generation in our family has searched for the treasure.
The clues are all around us.
You think there's a treasure map on the back of
The Declaration of Independence.
And they'll lead to an adventure.
Interesting.
2,000 years in the making.
Tell me what the next clue is.
Nicolas Cage, National Treasure, directed by John Turteltaub, rated PG.
Order it with your remote on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Introducing NFL Sunday Ticket Superfan. A new premium tier package for NFL Sunday Ticket subscribers, featuring Game Mix, 8 live games on a single screen. The Red Zone channel, real-time highlights featuring the biggest plays from around the league as they happen. Shortcuts, every game replayed in 30 minutes or less, and over 100 NFL games in high def. NFL Sunday Ticket Superfan, just another example of how DirecTV is rethinking the way you watch football.
My brother learned to read in 1st grade. I learned before kindergarten. I use the computer. Now I write my own book. One is about an elephant with amnesia and a toad who thinks he's a frog. I also have a scanner so I can add pictures. That way, even my brother can understand.
Start something literary. Start anything you like with a world of software and devices that run on Windows.
There's an easy way to save even more at Motel 6. Just book online at Motel6.com. You can't miss. Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA.
You know what really fries me? The way so many fast food places mess with chicken by deep frying it and slathering it in batter. That's why I love Subway restaurants. Imagine, prepared fresh with your choice of fresh veggies and toppings on freshly baked bread. Now that's how chicken should be. Subway, eat fresh.
ESPN's Holiday Baseball, presented by Lowe's. Brought to you by Microsoft Windows. Start something passionate. Start anything you like.
John Miller, Joe Morgan, Sam Ryan with you on the holiday from Turner Field, Atlanta. Braves 3, the Cubs nothing. Top of the 6th inning. The big hitters are up for the Cubs against rookie Kyle Davies There's ball one to Derek Lee. So far, young Kyle has handled the league's, in fact, the major league's leading hitter. Lee has struck out and flied out to right center. Now it's 2-0.
And he has definitely made a conscious effort to stay away from Lee.
Deep center, Andrew Jones is there. Just as he got to the warning track, one away. Now let's get an update from the studio.
Okay, John, we have the Marlins and the Brewers. We're tied up at 2. We're in the 9th one out. Brady Clark to short. Alex Gonzalez coming home. Paul LaDuca can't hold it. Trent Durrington kicks it out and is safe. Brewers up 3-2. Marlins last at bat, down 1.
Wow. That ball is hammered down the right field line by Burnett's foul. He's
got that line.
Every time he's been up tonight, he's hit a foul ball homer. And I like him.
As the guys say, if they could move that foul line 10 more feet to the right, it'd be perfect.
Look at it. And that was no changeup.
No.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, target's down in the end, but the fastball's up in the end.
I saw Sammy Sosa hit a foul ball home run at Yankee Stadium today. Really crushed one, but foul. But that's about the best hit ball he had of the day.
Sammy's been struggling, no doubt about it. You know, he's had to sit out for a while, you know. And I've always found, I think that, you know, when you're a veteran, I won't say older, when you're a veteran and you sit out for a while, it takes you longer to get back into the swing of things, and it's been difficult.
3-1 the count to Burnett, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Changeup from Davies, and that is ball 4. Now that's interesting. We saw that last night in Philadelphia from a rookie pitcher. I mean, he walks Burnett with a 3-run lead and an all-star and a home run hitter coming up next.
Yeah, well, you know, we talked again last night. We talked about it before the game today. A lot of things about this game young players have to learn, and there are certain things you learn. It's about winning, not necessarily about getting a guy out. Winning the game. When you have a 3-0 lead, you do not want to walk anyone. You know, as I said last night, it takes 3 solo homers to tie the game, but it only takes 1 3-run homer to tie the game. So if you put guys on base by the walk, I mean, you're asking for trouble.
So, Ramis Ramirez, and he hits a high foul out of play off the right field line, well back into the seats. And a souvenir for looked like some Cubs fans, a little pocket of Cubs fans there at Turner Field, and they got the foul ball.
I think you find Cubs fans everywhere.
Yeah, so not such a big deal.
No, Cubs fans.
That is another foul off the right field line. Longerhunt's giving chase, but it's well back out of play. The young fans got a souvenir, and if he's not a Cubs fan, he's sitting right next to one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
he might have been out here doing batting practice.
Yeah. He can open his own sporting goods store at the end of this night. 0-2 the count. That is a base hit. Got a hanging slider and ripped it through the left side. Right past Bateman, who made the dive. Burnett stops in second. So 2 men on with 1 man out. And it started with the walk.
And the 0-2 hanging breaking ball. I mean, 0-2, you've got to make a better pitch than that. But again, it's about learning to win, not necessarily learning to pitch. You've got to pitch to win. I mean, that's a hanger. He's really kind of lucky that he had 2 strikes on Ramirez and he wasn't letting it all go.
Kyle Davies, who is only 21 years old, born in Decatur, Georgia, so he's a native of the state of Georgia. That's a called strike. Hiram Kyle Davies. His first name is actually Kyle. He goes by his middle name. Went to Stockbridge High School here in Georgia, but now lives Where do you think?
In Atlanta.
Dover, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Hollinsworth, the hitter. 2 men on, 1 man out. 0-1 to Hollinsworth. And that's a ball off the outside. Todd Hollinsworth, there's a lot of letters that had to be sewn on his jersey.
I think they need to use smaller lettering.
Maybe.
Yeah.
For Hollinsworth.
Yeah.
That looks like more like an ad. And a changeup, and that was a good one. And the infield fly rule is in effect. Betemit, nonetheless, makes the catch. So 2 men are gone with 2 men on. And here's an update from the studio.
Okay, John, Brewers and Marlins. We showed you Milwaukee going up 3-2. Now it's the Marlins' chance to perhaps tie first and second, 2 out. Ricky Weeks, not highly touted for nothing. Great play. That's the ball game, and the Brewers hold on to win 3-2.
Ricky Weeks seems like almost every day I'm seeing a highlight from him, either hitting a homer or a big hit or a defensive play.
Well, you asked John Sherholtz, who knows about all these players, and he said he's a player.
Yeah. Here's Nathy Perez now. He's 0 for 2. Back to the screen. And he started Nathy with a changeup. He got Hollinsworth to pop out on a changeup.
That was a high changeup, though. That's a little more hittable.
Well, Nathy was right on it.
Yeah.
But just a little under it, fouled it straight back. Nathy, one thing is for sure, if it's high or low or inside or outside, he's usually swinging at it. That's Nathy, what are you looking for, man? Right in there, right over the outside, and he took it. Are you kidding?
Most of the time, pitchers, if they start you off with a changeup, the next pitch will be a fastball or something hard. So you 2 changeups in a row to start the at-bat normally.
Little ground ball to Giles, and that's the inning. Yeah, the Cubs are getting a lot of base runners, but they're not getting anybody home. 0 for 7. No hits and 7 at-bats with runners in scoring position.
When you hit the road, you expect your car to perform well. But if your engine isn't clean, it may not perform at its best. Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline can help. It actively cleans your engine for better performance. So, no matter where you're going, with Shell V-Power, you'll be able to enjoy the performance. Shell V-Power actively cleans for better performance.
The Saab 9.3 with turbocharged performance and an estimated 30 miles per gallon highway. When you ignore the status quo, anything's possible. Saab, distinctively designed, independently inspired. And now with the Saab employee discount for everyone, you pay what we pay, not a cent more.
They're big, they're new, they're Applebee's irresistible.
Simply irresistible.
Layer upon delicious layer, all in one big bowl.
Simply irresistible.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
The summer's hottest movie is this year's hottest game. Game Informer raves Fantastic Four has awesome powers, insane co-op gameplay, and GamePro calls it the ultimate adventure. Fantastic Four, the game. Rated T for teen.
Log on to MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB.tv. MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Fans, today we did something that has never been done before. 5 on the 4th brought you 5 Major League Baseball games in high definition. But it doesn't stop here. ESPN HD is your home for Sunday Night Baseball, and 1 week from tonight we'll bring you the Home Run Derby in high definition. So if you've been waiting to upgrade to ESPN HD and ESPN 2 HD, now is the time. I got the high definition. Yeah. And I'll watch almost anything that's in high definition. But if it's...
I really think sporting events come off better in high definition than the movies do.
The movies come off pretty good.
Yeah, oh, they're great, but I mean, the sporting events are live, see, and you feel like you're right there. But movies aren't live.
The movie, it's
enhanced.
It's almost like you're at the movie theater.
Yeah, but it's not live.
But a sporting event, it's as if you are at the ballpark.
Yeah, right there.
The clarity is just stunning. Here is Johnny Estrada against the new Cubs pitcher, Mike Remlinger, on in relief of Kerry Wood, who went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs and 6 hits, had 6 strikeouts, but gave up all 3 of the runs in the first inning, and after that, pitched much better.
Yeah, he did. Like I said, I was impressed with the fact that he went to his B game because he didn't have his great slider tonight. He used the fastball and the changeup, and he really may have found that he had a better changeup than he realized, because it was devastating. No one hit the changeup tonight.
So Kerry Wood finished for the night. Estrada fouls one down the right field line. One ball and 2 strikes. Boston Red Sox are playing in Texas tonight, and the Rangers have a 3-0 lead over the Red Sox in the 3rd inning in Arlington.
Oh, the Red Sox did not have a great week, but neither did the Orioles or the Yankees.
Johnny Estrada got beamed on that one. And he's trying to get up to his feet. He's on his feet now. Bobby Cox coming out. Estrada's heading to first base, but the Atlanta trainer is out to see if he's okay.
I don't know what it was. It's hard to hit a left-handed pitcher to hit a right-handed hitter up around the shoulder, because normally you see the ball quicker if you're a right-handed hitter, but you can see he just dives straight in. He gets kind of flat-footed, and he could not go down. He couldn't go away. He couldn't move. He just kind of scrunched up there.
So now Ryan Langerhans at the plate. Estrada at first, having been hit by the pitch. I mean, it looked like it might have hit him on the shoulder, and maybe also gotten him in the ear on the batting helmet or above. 1 ball and no strikes. On the outside for a strike now. Langerhans has popped up to second and singled. He's 1 for 2. Wilson Bateman is on deck. Jeff Porter, the head trainer for the Braves, is the one who came out to tend to Estrada. Last night, Langerhans stunned the crowd in Philadelphia. He was facing Billy Wagner, a left-hander, and a left-hander throwing 98 miles an hour, and he hit one high off the wall above the 398-foot sign for a triple, almost a home run. This being a homer by a foot or 2. Change-up, that's a strike. I thought that was pretty impressive for a left-handed hitter against Billy Wagner.
Very impressive. I mean, left-handers do not usually handle Billy Wagner well.
Yeah. Right-handers don't usually handle him well either.
The left-handers are bailing a little bit.
Left-handers are usually say, you know, Skip, my back is killing me. Langerhans called out on strikes this time. 1 away. Mike Remlinger seems like he's been around forever. He has. He's had a couple of different careers. He came up as a starting pitcher. And, I mean, he threw hard. I don't think you faced him. He hadn't been around that long.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, if you did, I'm sure you took him deep.
I was going to say, I think he is on page 2 or something of mine.
You think so?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Wow. That does go back a ways. 0-1 the count to Wilson Bateman. But he never really had a lot of success as a starter. You know, I mean, for the kind of stuff that he had. And it seemed like he really found his niche when they finally thought, well, let's just keep him in the bullpen. Because at his best, he was throwing 93, 94 miles an hour when he became a reliever with a curveball and a changeup. He's put together some very fine years as a relief pitcher.
Now, the one thing that he does well is he throws strikes. He has a good enough fastball that he doesn't have to rely on all off-speed stuff. And that's what makes him attractive to teams. Left-handers that can throw strikes can usually win.
1-1. Bateman's got a base hit to left field. Estrada will go to second. 2 men on, 1 man out. Rays leading 3-0. And let's go down to the field now and Sam Ryan.
Well, John, earlier you were talking about Wednesday's pitching matchup, John Smoltz against Mark Pryor. Now, John did pitch on Friday. He wanted to pitch tomorrow on short rest against former teammate Greg Maddux. Leo Mazzoni told me, hey, he was even working the phone asking Greg if he could push back his start until Wednesday. Then Greg Maddux said, you know what, it's not that he wants to pitch against me. He just doesn't want to hit against Mark Pryor. The silver lining for John, though, on regular rest, he will be available for the All-Star game next week in Detroit, which is close to his hometown of Lansing, Michigan.
All right, Sam, well,
that was pretty interesting, I guess.
Interesting story.
Well, it's interesting to think that
there's a bunt by Davies, but foul.
It's interesting that he wanted Maddux to push his back a day and move him up. Well, apparently those were manager's decisions.
He wanted to move his up a day.
Yeah, and Maddux to move his back since he couldn't move.
Yeah. So if he had moved up a day, he also could have pitched on full rest on Sunday. He gotten in 2 starts before the break. But I guess
Bobby Cox has been pretty good at this, though, deciding who pitches.
Yeah.
So, and Dusty Baker's pretty good too.
You think Maddux would have gone to Dusty and said, you know, I might need an extra day, Dusty. What do you think? Aramis Ramirez throws out Kyle Davies. Nicely done. The runners move over. Estrada to third, and Bateman to second base with 2 down, and the leadoff man for Kyle is coming up. Rays already ahead, 3-0. You remember we were at the banquet, the bat dinner in New York a couple years ago, and Joe and I emceed the baseball assistants team fundraising dinner in New York, and Sandy Koufax was there.
Correct.
And we were asking him about favorite All-Star memories, and he said that he and Walter Alston used to have this deal worked out. Alston was the manager of the Dodgers, where the rotation would usually work out where Sandy would pitch on the Sunday before the break, and then pitch the Thursday, the first game back after the break. So he'd make 2 consecutive starts because he always worked on 3 days of rest. But the one year he pitched on a Sunday, and then in the All-Star game, Walter Alston is taken out of my hands. You have to start. And Sandy says, are you kidding? I just pitched 2 days ago. Well, he not only started the ball game, he pitched the first 3 innings of the game, which starting pitchers almost always did in the All-Star game for years and years and years. Now you really never see it.
No. Well, that's why they take extra relievers and so forth and so on.
But if John Smoltz, if he's making his last start before the All-Star game Wednesday, his normal day to pitch again would be Monday. He'd have an extra day of rest to pitch the All-Star game and could go the first 3 innings, no problem.
So you're back to your thing again about now you want John Smoltz to start.
I'm just
Yesterday it was Dontrell Willis for a while, then it was Roger Clemens and Chris Carpenter, and now you're back to John Smoltz starting.
Hey, Tony, here's an idea for you. What do you think of this? And a changeup strikes out for Kyle, and that ends the trouble for Remlinger. 2 men stranded. Well, the Cubs still in this one, trailing 3-0. We head to the 7th.
Looking for a different kind of burger? Then let's talk turkey. Ruby Tuesday's Bacon Jack Turkey Burger. One of 30 famous burgers. Only at Ruby Tuesday. So good, it's guaranteed.
Ready to make the move to Levitra for a strong, lasting experience? Ask your doctor if Levitra's right for you. Levitra is what many men with ED count on for a strong, lasting erection. For that quality sexual experience. Strong and lasting. When he wants it, it's what Levitra's all about.
Levitra is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains or alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. In the rare case an erection lasts for more than 4 hours, seek immediate medical attention.
Strong, lasting, experience Levitra for yourself. If you're on another ED treatment, maybe it's time to try Levitra. Ask your doctor about a free sample.
Think summer's hot? Check out Radio Shack and our Red Hot Wireless event. Hurry in for sizzling deals on wireless phones and plans. Let our friendly experts connect your entire family with our exclusive Samsung Family Pack on your choice of Sprint PCS or Verizon Wireless. Get a camera phone and color screen phone free after a $50 mail-in rebate with new 2-year agreements on each. It's why we sell more wireless phones than any other consumer electronics retailer. Get yours during the Red Hot Wireless event at your neighborhood Radio Shack.
One day you wake up and find a few hairs on your pillow. Next day, they're dribbling your head down the court.
Get V for Men Thickening Shampoo for up to 50% thicker looking hair for better scalp coverage. V for Men by L'Oreal Paris.
I play 4 instruments, 5 including my car. My engine used to sound terrible. I put Max Life in and it runs smooth and strong.
At $75,000, time to switch to Max Life.
God bless our troops. We send our best wishes and our appreciation for all those around the world among our armed forces and many in harm's way as we celebrate this 4th of July Independence Day in the United States. Here is Michael Barrett. First ball swinging against Davies. Andrew Jones, one away.
You know what's amazing about that is that he had him played perfectly. Shallow right center field. I mean, that's not, that's good scouting, good observance. I mean, he knows the hitters, and he's playing him perfectly. I mean, I thought immediately this was a base hit. You see he got such a quick jump on it that he got there and made the catch easily, even though he had his glove turned down. He got there that quickly.
Andrew Jones.
One of the best ever at that position.
Now Jose Macias pinch hitting for Remlinger. And Davies misses inside with ball 1. Now Davies, this was a big start for him because he had not allowed a run in his first 2 starts, but his last 7 starts he'd had only 1 win. An ERA nearly at 6 in left field. Taken care of by Kelly Johnson, and Macias is retired. 2 down. There's Wirtz in the Cubs bullpen, the right-hander. Michael Wirtz getting ready for the last of the 7. Cubs have had base runners in every inning except 1 up till now. Only the 5th inning where they retired in order by Davies. But they've not been able to move their base runners around once they've gotten them. They've stranded 7 and hit a double play ball. Strike over the outside.
And he's still throwing well. He's still got some pop on his fastball.
Here is Jerry Hairston, who's been on base twice. He's the leadoff man and has had an infield single and a walk, but has not been brought around to score, even brought around close to scoring. Cubs have had 4 hits in the game. Have had a man reach an error and have had 3 walks, and they've had 8 base runners. But no runs. They have gone 0 for 7. No hits in 7 at-bats with runners in scoring position. And the clutch hit has been lacking. And you have to give Kyle Davis credit for that. 2-1. Change up and in. Cubs as a team this year have hit 274 with runners in scoring position, so that's not bad. 3-1 the count. And a walk. Davies is approaching 100 pitches, and it looks like there might be a stirring out in the Atlanta bullpen now.
Well, it looks like they're going to make the move right now.
Bobby Cox is coming out. Foster, the left-hander, is up out there.
Well, when Bobby comes out, he usually makes the changes. When he's just going to talk, he sends Leo out.
Nice job. Kyle Davies receives a standing ovation for the big crowd here at Turner Field. Foster coming in. We'll be back.
I'm proud to build trucks and SUVs to a higher standard, professional grade.
I'm proud to make an SUV with the tightest turning radius,
best V8 fuel economy,
most horsepower in its class. I'm proud to innovate.
And I'm proud to offer something we've never done before.
Our very own employee discount. You pay what we pay.
Not a cent more.
Get an 05 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab 2-wheel drive SLE for just $24,116 with your employee discount. See your local GMC dealers today.
That kid left the music on again. It's so annoying.
This noise is unacceptable.
What the? I can't even. I have a 7 a.m. workout. And those guys upstairs are driving me crazy.
I love when he does that.
Let's go! Everyone, Verizon Wireless is offering a 2-for-1 camera phone deal for only $49.99.
Second there, I thought he wanted us out of the water.
What? The deal ends July 4th.
Hurry into a Verizon Wireless store to get a new Samsung A670 camera phone with flash for just $49.99 and get a second one free. Then start calling on the nation's most reliable wireless network. Good. Hurry, this offer ends July 4th. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Braves 3, Cubs nothing. Top of the 7th. There's Kyle Davies in the left. In the dugout, when he got back to the dugout after being removed from the game, John Smoltz sat down next to him.
Yeah, well, John has a lot of knowledge about being a starting pitcher. But I think, see right there, that last motion was kind of like, we'll throw him the fastball, meaning, you know, he walked Hairston, and for no reason. Remember, he threw him a 2-1 change, and, you know, Smoltz is basically, you know, I guarantee he's wondering about that particular pitch. I mean, when you're ahead 3-0, as I keep saying, you have to learn to win. You're trying to win. You're not trying to just get each hitter out. You're trying to win the ball game. You pitch to win, not just to get the hitter out.
Braves' only left-handed reliever, John Foster, in to face the left-handed batting Todd Walker. He throws him a called strike.
You know, pitching is like situational hitting. There are times when you have to do certain things, times when you know, can change your approach. You have to change your approach.
So, in hitting, it's not a question of just always going up there and trying to hit it as hard as you can.
See, people think, so, well, he's just going up there to try to get a... No. Yeah, you want to get a base hit, but sometimes you have to pull the ball to the right side with a runner at second and no one out. That's, you know, what you have to do. That's called winning. In pitching, sometimes you may want to throw a 2-1 changeup, but you say, I have to win this game because I'm leading 3-0, and I throw a fastball. There's situational pitching just like there's situational hitting. You know, you're pitching to win. It's like you're hitting to win the game, not necessarily just to get a base hit. You're trying to do what's best at that time to help your team win the game.
There's Derek Lee on deck. This is a big moment in this game. If Walker can get aboard, Cubs will have their best shot. The big curveball misses. 2-2 the count now to Walker. I mean, Derek Lee has been one of the hottest hitters on the planet. Not for the last week or the last couple of weeks, but for the last 3 months.
And the thing is, John, he's 0 for 3. So,
he's due.
Yeah. He doesn't go 0 for 4 too often.
Now, Walker knows what is at stake here. He knows his job is just to get on base however.
Very smart hitter.
And he thought it was outside, but it gets rung up by Dana Demuth. The Cubs have stranded 8 in this game. Foster gets it done. Lee left on deck. On the 4th of July, 2005, from Turner Field, Atlanta, we're going to stay here now for the singing of God Bless America. Petty Officer First Class for the Naval Air Station. Here is Michael Cashman with God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam, God
From Avacor, one of the most trusted names in hair regrowth, there's today's Avacor with Boost that gives you visibly thicker hair with the first application. With today's Avacor, you get twice the benefit. Avacor's Boost instantly improves the appearance of your existing hair while the physician's formulation goes to work on balding areas.
The main reason for thinning hair and baldness is hereditary hair loss. Just because there is a family history of hair loss doesn't mean you have to suffer. The problem is toxic degeneration of the hair follicle. Avacor targets the hair follicle to reverse hair loss, improve blood flow, and stimulate new hair growth.
This user went from this to this in just 3 months with Avacor. And remember, Avacor Boost will improve your hair's appearance the day you receive your order. We're giving away a free month of Avacor with all of today's orders. Call 800-347-1444. That's 800-347-1444. 800-347-1444.
Win an epic journey to the 2006 ESPY Awards with ESPY Ultra Performance, presented by Lotrimin Ultra. And don't miss the 2005 ESPY Awards, Sunday, July 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Well, now. Where's the fire, boys? Oh, fresh toasted sandwiches. Well, get those babies home before they get cold.
Fresh toasted sandwiches from Subway restaurants.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
Sponsors of Greg Biffle and Car 16.
Bill Peter back in the studio for the Red Sox and the Rangers. Hank Blaylock for Texas in the first as they score 3 runs. Wade Miller in the first inning this year has an ERA of 10.64. Gave up 3 tonight. But the Red Sox have scored 2. They're within 1 at 3-2 in the top of the 4th. Kurt Schilling, rehab start in AAA. Gives up 5 earned runs, but hits 96 on the radar gun. Status questionable for Saturday against Baltimore.
All right, so thanks, Bill, for the update. Game at Texas is in the top of the 4th inning. The Red Sox trailing there. The Yankees beat Baltimore earlier today. The Red Sox, though, tonight reached the halfway point of the season. It's their 81st game, and they have the lead in that American League East. And Johnny Damon, I read today where he commented, he said, you know, we've played at our best maybe 2 weeks all year, and yet they're in first place. There's a lot to be worried about, I guess, if you're a Red Sox fan. The bullpen has had a hard time, but they're in first place.
Well, that's where you want to end the season, in first place, but by the same token, I think the Yankees could probably say they haven't played their best. Baltimore is probably the only team that has played well, you know, consistently the first half until recently. So, you know, I think it's going to be a heck of a race the second half.
Michael Wirtz is the new pitcher for the Cubs, and he has just retired Kelly Johnson on the ground out. Here is Marcus Giles, who has walked, struck out, and had an infield single. High in the air, a shallow right. Todd Walker immediately going out and pointing at that ball as if to say to Jeremy Burnett, you got it, baby. 2 men down. In the American League East, the Red Sox, at the moment, with a 3-game lead over Baltimore. The Yankees at 4.5 out after their win over Baltimore today. The Blue Jays are idle. The Blue Jays are right there.
Yeah.
With everybody else.
That's why I say it. You know, I think it's going to be a really good race in the East the second half.
Here's Andrew Jones, and a strike. Threw him a fastball and got it over the outside.
And remember, there's the trading deadline. So some teams in that division may change personnel at that time or before.
You know, I noticed a lot of the scouts have been covering the San Francisco Giants lately.
They have some guys that could help other teams in a pennant race.
There's been a lot of talk about Jason Schmidt maybe being traded, although the Giants keep saying, well, we're not interested in trading Jason Schmidt.
Schmidt. Well, I'm sure they're saying that so people won't think that they're wanting to get rid of him. But, you know, it's that old saying, anybody can be bought. If you make the package attractive enough, they may change their mind.
That's a little dribbler foul on that slider. 1-2. That was a hard slider, 87 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes. to Andrew Jones. No home runs for Andrew tonight, but he does have an RBI single. That was in the first inning. It was the first run of the game that he drove in. He also has struck out and popped up to the catcher. So he is 1 for 3. Michael Wirtz, the third Cubs pitcher of the game. Young pitcher out of the bullpen. He's got a great arm. 1-2 the count. Broken back. Todd Walker swings it over there for the out, and that is the inning. All right, 3-0 Atlanta. The big hit is coming up for the Cubs. It's getting late. Lee, Burnett, and Aramis Ramirez when we come back.
Takes many turns. There are over 900 Chase credit cards to help you make the most of every one. Your choice, your Chase.
More bars in more places. That's the goal of the largest digital voice and data network in America, so you can be there even when you're not. The all-over network from Singular, raising the bar.
Starting July 5th, when you buy a Big Mac or large fries at McDonald's, you can win a PlayStation Portable or one of 50,000 PlayStation prizes.
Very important to take care of the baseball field you guys play on.
Boys and Girls Clubs is the official charity of Major League Baseball.
He takes hard work, but he can be fun too.
Hey, wait for us!
Together, they create a positive place for kids.
ESPN's Holiday Baseball is presented by Lowe's, where you'll find all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, where improving home improvement never ends.
Well, these guys got the memo that it was a holiday, but I guess it did not specify which holiday it was. Derek Lee with a big rip against Blaine Boyer. Another one of the young Atlanta players. First time we've seen Blaine Boyer, a third-round draft choice from 2000. He's from the Atlanta area. He went to the same high school as one of Bobby Cox's daughters. He had been a starter throughout his minor league career until this year when the Braves began thinking more along the lines of him being a reliever this spring. He was promoted in early June. Throws a fastball, we're told, upwards of the mid-90s.
Well, the first two had some giddy up on them.
He's not a lot of run in his last 10 games. Man, he puts away Derek Lee, almost as if to show how it's, for the rest of the league, to show how it's done.
Yeah, that was good morning, good afternoon, see you later. All fastballs. And they've stayed away from Lee most of the evening.
Jeremy Burnett, and a strike at the knees. Blaine Boyer. Bobby Cox, I mean, it's interesting because they have all these young guys, and he's been using them in big spots. I mean, this is the 8th inning. This is where you have your ace setup man going. And Boyer gets the call tonight. Jim Brower, the former Giant, we saw him last night, work the 8th inning. They don't usually like for Brower to have to go consecutive games. And so Boyer, who's been the 7th inning setup man since he came up, is the 8th inning man tonight. Now it's 3-1. Blaine Boyer. Chris Rietzman is the closer right now. By the way, the crowd tonight, 52,274. That is the largest regular season crowd in the history of this ballpark. A foul back out of play. They once had a postseason crowd a little bit bigger. And of course, that all is I mean, a sellout is a sellout, but that means how many tickets were available for sale. There were more available for sale than usual, and more sold. A walk to Burnett is the third straight time that he has walked. Cubs have received 5 walks in this game, but they've only had 4 hits. Last night, Braves pitchers walked 6 Philadelphia Phillies, but the Phillies only got 3 hits in that game. So here is Aramis Ramirez, a slugger headed for the All-Star game. And a foul peeled off to the right out of play. Ramirez has had 2 singles tonight, but the Cubs, of their 4 hits, have not had an extra base hit. They've all been singles. Kyle Davies, the 21-year-old starter, 6 2/3 scoreless innings. John Foster got the final out of the 7, and here's Blaine Boyer. Right center field, but there is Langerhans. And 2 men are gone in the 8th. Back to first goes Burnett.
Ramirez is swinging the bat well. He's had the 2 singles, and he hit that ball hard. Kind of sliced back to Langerhans, but he really hit it well.
Now this Bobby Cox bringing in a raw rookie to face the Cubs' best hitters in the 8th inning of a game. Well, he's got a 3-run lead. That's not like an 8-run lead. Tom Hollingsworth now with 2 down, and he made short work of both Lee and Ramirez. Up the middle, and Hollingsworth has a base hit. Burnett's to second. He's going to go to third. Oh, he really made a mistake, and that just turns into a complete bonehead play. I mean, once he started to third, he should have just kept on going. The Cubs run themselves out of an inning and have only 3 outs of life left.
In a world of sameness, you can still maintain your identity. Saab. Distinctively designed, independently inspired. And now with the Saab employee discount for everyone, you pay what we pay, not a cent more.
I write underground comics, and I got my latest idea at work, the actuary. By day, just a mild-mannered accountant, crunching numbers, deciphering the tax codes, spreadsheets, but at night, a crime-solving mathematician with laser vision. I do it all on my computer, write, draw, and publish online. You may not always get his man, but he always gets the girl.
Start something heroic. Start anything you like with a world of software and devices that run on Windows.
Starbucks double shot espresso drink. Bring on the day.
At Ruby Tuesday, we've got a burger that comes from the sea, but tastes like it came from heaven. The Jimmy Jack's Crab Cake Burger, one of 30 famous burgers, only at Ruby Tuesday. So good, it's guaranteed.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
My friends say I look distinguished with thinning hair. Then again, they're my friends.
Get V for Men Thickening Shampoo with Virginium XY for up to 50% thicker looking hair for better scalp coverage. V for Men by L'Oreal Paris.
It is 3-0 Atlanta as Jeremy Burnett ran them out of an inning. What was he doing?
Well, I don't know exactly what he's doing. You're down 3 runs, and there are 2 outs. You're not the tying run, so you're not trying to get to third, and then, I mean, he got halfway and he stopped. Like you said, he should have kept going once he was hung out there, but a good job
by Andrew Jones as usual, hitting the cutoff man. He was going to hit the cutoff man and saw he was off, threw in the second behind him. That's why he's a Gold Glove winner. I don't know exactly what he's thinking. He's looking right at Andrew Jones, who had the ball in his hand. But he got picked off on Friday as well from third base.
That ball is hit deep by LaRoche in the center field. That ball is gone. Adam LaRoche has his second home run of the night. The Braves lead 4-0. He hit that one against Will Ullman just in the game.
Braves have felt like he was going to be a power hitter. They continue to talk about one of these days he's going to turn into a big home run hitter. Well, that's his 11th home run this season. I guess we're right at the halfway mark, right in that range.
Here's Johnny Estrada. And the breaking ball is very high. 1 ball and no strikes. Estrada 0 for 2. He was hit by pitches last time. That's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. In Atlanta, even without Chipper Jones, the Braves have hit 93 home runs this year. This is their 83rd game. 1-2 the count.
Well, it was a fastball away, almost the same spot as the one he hit in the right center field. He hits this one almost straight away. Bell time, middle of the plate.
The second time that LaRoche has hit 2 home runs in the same game. First time in nearly a year. Out number 1, Estrada retired. Now, let's go to the studio for a 30 at 30 Sports Center update with Bill Pito.
Okay, John, sad news tonight to pass along from the world of football as Hall of Fame football coach Hank Stram is dead at the age of 82. He had complications from diabetes. Stram best known for leading the Chiefs over the Vikings in Super Bowl IV. Barry Bonds is in Southern California rehabbing his injured right knee. The Giants are hopeful he'll be able to play sometime this season. More on Sports Center at 11 p.m. Eastern.
All right, Bill. Hank Stram, potentially a Super Bowl winner, with Len Dawson at quarterback and Otis Taylor as a wide receiver. And then he had a long career as a broadcaster.
I used to really love him as a broadcaster, John.
Langerhans thrown out by Todd Walker, out number 2. Langerhans 1 for 4 in the game now. And Betemit will come out. Is Will Ullman. His numbers, 1.93 ERA coming in. He's a great big guy. He's huge. 2 down. Here in the 8th. The run is in for Atlanta. Big night for Adam LaRoche. He's driven in 3 of the Braves' 4 runs. Hank Stram and the late Jack Buck were a great combination on Monday Night Football on the radio.
Yeah, I love to listen to him. I know Ernie Ladd was a player. Big Ernie Ladd was, he loved Hank Stram. He just, thought he walked on water.
Good sharp breaking ball. 1-2 the count. What was it? The Super Bowl III. The Green Bay Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls in routes, and then Super Bowl III, Kansas City got in.
I don't know.
Maybe Super Bowl IV.
I was going to say it was a little further than that.
The Jets won the 3rd one, the Joe Namath Super Bowl, and then the 4th, the Kansas City Chiefs under Hank Stram won. There we go. 23-7 they won. Heading to the 9th, 4-0 at
Hopkins ruled his division for a decade.
I am the undisputed middleweight king.
Taylor thinks that's long enough.
It's time for a change.
One's a legend with a record 20 title defenses.
You think you can beat me? Bring it on.
One's a young bull who's never been defeated.
If you won't pass the torch, I'll take it.
Hopkins versus Taylor, Saturday, July 16th, live on DirecTV pay-per-view. Don't miss Hopkins versus Taylor live on DirecTV pay-per-view, channel 123.
I'm the next to go down.
I heard DirecTV has this thing called the DirecTV Movers Connection. They move and install your DirecTV service in your new home when you move. And it's free.
Free?
Let's move that.
I'm glad we did this.
Movers Connection, only from DirecTV. Another example of how DirecTV is rethinking the way television should be.
Friends, have you ever found yourself crying for no reason? Or lying in a ditch and not know why? That's how it was for Brother Danny here, until he discovered the X Games, allowing him to do this. Oh, smooth rider. And look at him now. That's real pudding.
X Games 11 live on ESPN starting August 4th at 9.
Brought to you by Taco Bell.
Classic day planner, satellite feed, digital camera, zips up, so it's good to go. Classic watch, plays MP3s, checks emails, it's good to go. How about that? That's my lunch. Crunchwrap Supreme, classic Taco Bell taste, grilled, so it's good to go. Genius. I know.
The new Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell. Beefy, melty, crunchy, cool, classic Taco Bell taste, loaded into a flour tortilla and grilled for maximum portability. For classic Taco Bell tastes that are good to go, think outside the bun.
Baseball on the 4th of July from Atlanta. The Braves lead the Cubs 4-0. Chris Reitsma, the closer, on to try and finish off a shutout of the Cubs. And if that happens, the Cubs will drop to 1 game below 500. Cubs are struggling again.
Well, they're struggling offensively, John. I mean, you know, to score runs.
This would be their 5th straight loss.
Yeah.
And I guess that pitching staff for the Washington Nationals will put a team in this slump.
Correct. You know, Livan Hernandez anchors that pitching staff.
J.P. Perez 0 for 3. Michael Barrett on deck as Reitsma throws him a called strike. Cubs need base runners.
John, I like this. They've got each hitter in a colonial uniform. Well, they got the bad guys in the red coats.
I get it. So in this...
and the Braves
show
in the blue coat.
A Braves, he's in the Continental Army.
Continental Army, and the other
Army.
in the British Army.
Yeah. So it's a little sense of humor.
Yes.
On the big screen. And they have the biggest big screen I've ever seen.
And the most accurate and clear. It's very clear.
It's a high-definition screen. Now that, when we say buy a high-definition screen, we're not necessarily saying you don't have to buy one that big.
No. Look how clear it is.
It's 71 feet high, that screen out there. And Michael Barrett takes the ball inside. J.P. Perez aboard.
Corey Patterson's out on deck. Yeah, you can see the screen. I mean, that's a fantastic.
Michael Barrett, the hitter, who apparently used to be in the British Army. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Corey Patterson has come out on deck. Corey Patterson, a powerful left-handed hitter. He can hit the long ball. So Barrett can get aboard. Cubs will have something going here. Along the right field line, Langerhan's giving chase, but it is in amongst the spectators. Out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Joe, 20 years ago, on this date 20 years ago, one of the wildest nights ever seen at the ball game in Atlanta or any ballpark, and it was a 4th of July night, a fireworks night. Huge crowd was here for the Mets and the Braves. That is going to be out of play. They had 2 hours and 11 minutes of rain delays, and then they played a 6-hour and 10-minute game.
Man.
The game ended at 5 minutes before 4 o'clock in the morning, at which point they shot off the fireworks. They said they had about 10,000 fans still here. They promised the fireworks. So the game ended, and they shot off the fireworks. Barrett into center. There's Andrew Jones. And that is out number 1. Barrett retired. Perez back to first. Now here's Carl Ravitch with an update from the studio.
John and Jill, offensive fireworks on this holiday from East Coast to West Coast. 20-plus runs in New York and San Francisco. It's all about the glove, the Web Gems of June. As John Kruk and Hal Reynolds join me on Baseball Tonight.
Well, Carl.
Nice catch there, Carl.
Yeah. Get good hands.
That glove was big enough.
We knew he had a good voice. Now we know he's got good hands. Here is Corey Patterson. He's got 11 home runs this year. Pinch hitting. And right to first. There's one. So Kyle back to first. Double play. The ball game is over. Beautifully started by LaRoche. And the great hard throw back for Carl. And they doubled up the speedy Patterson. And just like that, this holiday game is over. The Braves have won it 4-0 over the Cubs.
Well, an excellent play by LaRoche, and this is powerful throwing arm of Carl. They were able to complete this. Remember, Corey Patterson is one of the faster players on the Cubs. Take a look here. He does it perfectly. He gives Carl a good throw right there. He takes time and just fires back to first. Handled perfectly. Good lead. And Carl fires back, and they get Corey Patterson at first.
So Kyle Davies, the rookie, gets the win. He's 4-2, and Kerry would have lost, but you were encouraged.
Yeah, I was encouraged. I think he pitched very well, and I think his next outing will be the telltale sign to see how he's going to do for the rest of the season.
The Braves gained ground at first place, Washington in the East. They finished the night 4.5 back behind the Nationals. 4-0 the final score. Up next, baseball tonight. Stay tuned. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. I'm John Miller. For Joe Morgan and Sam Ryan, happy 4th of July to you. And now from Atlanta, good night.
Must be getting close to showtime. We have now moved on to the set. Harold and John have joined me. We'll get you updates on the best team of the bigs. The White Sox in action right now, as are the Red Sox, the Web Gems of June. It's all coming up on an expanded holiday edition. We welcome